truth.
You can't handle the truth.
I said I want the goddamn truth.
Okay, there you go.
So what? Now what's the title of the show we're having?
I was gonna go with heavily biased.
Okay, we'll do that. Heavily biased. How do you want to start the show?
I don't know. That's the hard part.
That's the hard
That's
part.
the fucking hard part.
Well, normally we've actually filmed that intro. That's how
We can do the intro later. The intro after this.
Well, maybe this is the way we start the
This is
episode.
the random shit talking podcast.
Well, I guess we just kind of start with, I guess how we came together, where this came from. Because I started with an idea of me wanting to say, hey, I'm interested in making like a documentary and trying to figure out what the best movie of all time is.
Yeah.
And then I think it kind of spilled over into, let me just make a podcast.
Just make a podcast because it's going to take a lot longer to talk about these movies than one documentary.
Yeah.
Because you know, if you make one documentary, somebody's going to be like, well, shit, why isn't this one included? Why
Yeah.
don't you think about this?
And then and then it kind of kept rambling on and stuff like that.
And then I had an idea, it was like, you like skew it into like kind of like a review
Yeah.
of the movies, and like we have a list because IMDb and like IGN and all of these websites are like they're paid.
Yeah, well, that and too. I've always wanted to do. I had this idea when I like a few years ago, and I still actually kind of want to do it. Where I don't know what I would call it, but I would give a movie suggestion of the week.
Yeah.
And because a lot of the times now, what all I see now is just everyone just shitting. Is swearing
movies,
a lot.
yeah.
Is swearing a lot in this?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
I've
cool.
already said fuck 3 times.
Oh, you did? I
Yeah.
heard you know. But everyone just kind of just shits on everything, and instead of like, oh, movies aren't as good as they used to be, which I mean, yeah, I sometimes I tend to agree, but I kind of want to get past that. I kind of just want to give people like one of the coworkers at work. I don't know if we'll mention their name.
We might edit this.
Yeah, but they never saw Heavyweights. So they never saw all these other movies that were just rambling off.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why I want to start my own. Own my own movie theater.
Yeah.
So I can show classic movies to people that have never seen or have even heard of them. I mean, I've met people that had never heard of Back to the Future. They had no idea what it was.
Some newer people haven't yet.
When I was in film school, there was a kid that didn't know what Back to the Future
How
was.
is that not in a screenwriting Bible? It's literally one of the most simplistic plots, and it became one of the biggest movies of all time.
And so, maybe it's just a culmination of many things.
All together, we'll have a whiteboard here,
Yeah.
and it'll be like number 1 going down.
Eventually have a whiteboard here, yeah. Because I think
Well, my idea was like it'd be like Top Gear, and instead of like racing, it's like we have like as discussions go on, movies go up and down.
Oh, you just kind of
constantly change. It's like a little magnet.
with this, or like a sticky Velcro bag.
Yeah, just and it's like new number 10 contender.
Or we have an old like chalkboard. We just like.
It's like every time you gotta get up and be like,
erase it. At the end of the day, wipe it down.
And it's like you're getting really tired of rewriting the same 17 movies every 5 seconds.
But no, so like I think what we started with, what is our top 5 movies?
Okay.
And then we went to 10.
I think we do 5 each right now because it's going to be a long time.
Okay.
I don't think you have the batteries for that. Because I'm going to go on about them, you're going to go on about yours.
Well, I guarantee you, we've already been like 5 minutes in. We haven't even talked about what we're trying to do here.
Fair enough. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Heavily Biased Podcast. My name is Michael. This is...
I'm Greg.
Hey, Greg. Do that again. That one sucked. Fuck that. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Heavily Biased Podcast. I'm Michael, partnered here with Greg, and we're going to be talking about our top 5 favorite movies to eventually make a list as to why these movies are so good and why we think they need to be deserved to be put on a list.
There we go. So do you want to just get right into it?
You want to go first?
I'll break out my almanac here if we're going to make a Back to the Future reference. Hey, so my first movie, there's no like actual drum roll. Maybe I can put that in the editor. There we go. I'm going to go with the movie that made me want to make movies.
Okay.
The Shining.
Stanley Kubrick.
Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, not the TV.
Not the TV show.
2-part, whatever.
I did not watch that one.
I didn't either. I was told it wasn't as good, and I loved this one so much
Okay.
that yeah. But what's so funny about this movie? So again, yeah, you're saying backstory. I'll tell you the backstory.
Oh, go into it.
When I first saw The Shining, I put this paper underneath my leg, so I can actually be more animated.
Use your hands.
There we go. What do I do with my hands? When I first saw it, I think I was 16 or 17, and I was going on like this horror movie binge.
As we all
Every
do.
October.
Like teenagers.
Every
everybody goes
October.
into a horror binge.
Yeah, it's like Friday the 13th.
Halloween.
Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Leprechaun.
Yeah, all that stuff. I think I threw like Rosemary's Baby in there too.
I have not seen that one.
I love that movie. It's so good.
I love the art for like
It's so good.
The cover art for it.
It's so good. Dude, Roman Polanski, if it wasn't for his underage incident.
I don't know. Stanley Kubrick did some weird shit
Yeah,
too.
he did too. But when I actually first saw The Shining, I actually hated it.
You know who else hates it?
Who?
Stephen King.
Yeah, I know.
He hates the movie.
And I'm sure it wasn't a great thing being in his like coked out like binge.
Yeah, that was his coke phase.
Yeah.
He just, I hate this movie.
But no, when I first saw it, I actually hated the movie. I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't get why everyone thought this was this great movie.
Yeah.
I didn't really like it. I thought there were some parts that were cool. It wasn't until much later. I was in college and I was I actually almost severed my thumb. I've told you that story, but I almost severed my thumb in college in organic chemistry class, and I actually rewrote the policy at my school after that. the safe like whatever the like whatever.
Safety policy.
Yeah,
no more power tools for students.
Yeah. But so I had to I ended up getting, I think it was around, if I remember correctly, it was like 28, 32 stitches in my hand.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But when I was in the hospital, dude, everyone was coming in my room because everyone the room I was in because, dude, my bone was sticking out.
Ew.
Yeah, and so you had the resident doctors, you had doctors, nurses. I even had the helicopter guy.
Everybody's like, come look at this shit.
Yeah, I knew the helicopter guy
You're like,
came in.
can someone please help me?
Yeah, guy came in and was like, oh man. But so I was in there and I was like rethinking, what am I doing? Because at the time I was majoring in chemistry.
Yeah.
And I
Nerd.
wasn't enjoying it at all, and it happened at a time in my life where I don't know, maybe it was like meant to be. I finished the semester because I think it was I had like 3 weeks left of the semester, and then the following semester I had to take time off because I couldn't use this hand, so I couldn't type, I couldn't write.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I kind of also was like rethinking my entire life. So it was like a low point in my life, and sometime it was like March 2021. No, I take that. No, that's like 5 years ago. I was like 2010, 2011-ish, I think it was. I woke up one day and the other movie on my list is also on this list. I watched that other movie first, and I was blown away. And then I was like, yeah, I'll watch another movie because my mom, I had the car. We had so many people in my house. I had to, because I took the semester off, I drove my dad to the bus so he can go to work downtown.
Yeah.
Downtown Cleveland, from Cleveland, Ohio, originally. And
Is that Sooners?
No, that's Buckeyes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Buckeyes.
What the hell's a Buckeye?
It's a Buckeye tree. It's these giant big nuts that kind of look like.
I thought it was a bird.
No, but it's really good. They make Buckeyes, the candy.
Yeah.
They're basically like kind of like a Reese's peanut butter cup, but in the shape of a Buckeye. Yeah.
Patent pending.
They're very good. They're very good. But I had to go pick my mom up because she also was a teacher, and if I wanted to do anything, I had to take everyone to wherever so I could go to do things if I wanted to. So a lot of times I would just sit at home, either watch movies or go to the movies because that's all I ever did and kind of still do now.
Yeah.
But my brother had a bunch of burned DVDs from a guy that
Completely legal.
yeah, back when you could burn DVDs, and The Shining was just right there sitting in front of me. And I decided to put it in, and at the end of the movie, when the image
Just like panning out through
pans through
the
halls,
garden and the hall, just like
and then you see the photo,
Yeah.
and you see Jack Nicholson, and for some odd reason, the second time I saw the movie, I like, this is what I gotta do. I gotta make movies.
It didn't. You want to know? It didn't click for me. The first time I saw it, I was like, "What the fuck is he in this picture?" Because I was a kid. I was just like, "What the fuck is he in this picture?" And then the second time I watched it, I went, "Oh!"
Something happened where, and I wasn't a big fan of Stanley Kubrick, and then after that movie, I went back and watched all of his stuff again,
Yeah.
and I got it. Like when everyone says like,
The moment.
this is the guy, I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
But I remember the best part was when I picked up my mom, and then I came back home. I didn't say anything. She was
didn't watch a rated R movie, Mom.
She was stressed out. I mean, I was in my early 20s there, or
Oh,
21. She was all stressed out from work, so she went to the grocery store, came back, and I, like, at that moment, like 5 minutes before she showed up, I'm like, I want to make movies. And my mom opens up the side door, and she's like, Greg, help me with the groceries. I'm like, Mom, I want to make movies. And she's like, good, great. What do you want for dinner? Help me with the groceries. She totally like blew it over.
As parents do. I don't give a shit. Help me do this.
And it just kind of went from there. And that moment I was looking at moving to Hollywood. I forgot about
Chemistry.
I'm not doing my degree.
You forgot how to make math.
I'm not doing that. And then the semester went by. I remember particularly my dad was not thrilled.
Was he a chemist?
No, he had like his degrees like in like business accounting, stats, stuff like that. So he did. He wasn't thrilled, and then I remember sitting down. I was like, Dad, you know what? If I'll finish my degree. So I went back, and I finished my degree. I didn't tell him I was going to Hollywood. I was like, I'm going to finish my degree, and I'll become a man.
Because that's how it works.
Yeah, but I didn't tell him I'm going to go to Hollywood right after. But from that moment on, that's kind of where my life was
Pivoted,
yeah. Is The Shining. And so it holds a special place in my heart, so whenever anyone like rips on it, you're actually stabbing my heart.
Shut up. You don't get it.
But everything about it, like it's the first time I actually like recognized. I mean, even before that, but particularly I started recognizing the way a movie's edited, lighting, the way the camera moves back and forth, panning. You see everything, because I think a lot of times movies today they don't show everything.
Like you started seeing the stylings of the director. You were like, okay, and then you started comparing it to every other movie.
Yeah, and then because nowadays it just seems like you don't like Dune is a good example where you see everything.
Yeah.
And then when things need to get intimate, you get more close up. I don't see that. I just burped, by the way. That might have to come out in the edit. But I don't see it as much in movies today, where you're like taken into this world. They kind of just
drop you.
Yeah. Sometimes I love when you just get dropped into a movie, but sometimes you don't really know what's going on. But they
don't set the stage.
The people that are really good at making movies, they can, if you're thrown right into it, they set you up in the world, and you can tell within like the first 5 minutes I'm gonna love this movie.
Yeah, like Hubert goes into it, like the first 5 minutes it's just the camera, like going everywhere, and then if I'm not mistaken, the score's like that, just like that techno
and the helicopter
keyboard.
shot.
Yeah,
arguably the greatest helicopter shot.
Yeah, it's like this setup. It's like the Thing where you're like, what is happening? But you're right from the start, you're just like, what is this?
Yeah.
And you're hooked, and he sets up the tone, not just from the score, but just from the feel of the entire movie. Right there at the start, it hooks you.
Well, and a lot of the times, too, with horror movies, too, the really, really, really great ones, they are kind of slow, and then they slowly build up, and then it's the crescendo at the end.
Yeah.
Which
I think Kubrick did a really good thing. Like, he kind of, like, it starts off with Jack, like, you can see it, and it's kind of like Jack's trying to do good, he's trying to do good for his family, and then just as the movie progresses, just slowly more. And it's not like he's becoming unhinged, but you can see, like, the supernatural effect, but you can also see how it's not just supernatural, he is bottling all these things up, and it just slowly starts coming out from him.
Well, that, and then he also breaks every film rule I learned at film school.
Yeah.
In
What?
Kubrick.
Kubrick did.
So, like, there's the scene.
He broke a lot. He broke some laws too. Like,
Yeah.
in that movie.
But, like, the scene in the bathroom where it's like
The old lady.
No, the guy.
Okay.
He's like, hey, he's gonna bring out an outside presence, like that whole scene. He broke the 180-degree rule, which I get. But
So the rules don't turn the camera.
Yeah, because it's confusing for the audience.
Yeah.
He literally just has a camera here, and then he just changes it over here, and then everyone just switches.
I thought I've never had an issue with that. I thought that was
I think that was on purpose, and it is on purpose. Well, it is on purpose, but if you go, a lot of the people in film school, they would say you broke the first thing. Oh, you broke the 180-degree rule.
But did it work?
Well, what if I'm doing it on purpose?
Yeah. Did it work?
Yeah.
And they're like, ooh.
Yeah. But that's my first one.
That's your first one?
Yeah.
You don't want to go any further into it?
You'll go your first one.
Mine's...
And there's no order. Mine has no order.
So we're not basing it on, like, ranking of, like, one.
Yeah.
So we'll do the ranking later of, like, which one we think deserves to be number 1 through 10 at the current moment. And it'll evolve over time.
Yeah.
So my first one is going to be Back to the Future.
Right.
The first one, to be good. Granted, I like all 3 of them. Like, I'm a huge Back to the Future fan. I have fucking memorabilia of it everywhere. And originally it was going to be a different movie that's on the list. And I was just like, it's got to be this movie. And I was just like, thinking about it the last, like, 24 hours. I was like, I can quote almost every line from this movie.
It's my brother.
And I was just like, I think that says some things. So I was like, Robert Zemeckis... Was it Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale?
Well, what's your favorite line?
I think my favorite line to the movie, because it's I quote it most often, it's just like when they're in there and like Doc's got the TV camera set up after Marty's gone back to the future, and he's like, they're looking at it and watching it go through, and he's like, this sucker's electrical. He's like, it takes 1.21 gigawatts and 1.21 gigawatts! And he freaks out and runs off, and then Marty's just like, Doc, come back! What the hell's a gigawatt?
Mine is like so forgotten and overlooked, but they're in the hallways of the school. And they're trying to figure out how to get like the father back.
And then this chairman under the seat.
Yeah, he's like, oh look, there's one of those rhythmic ceremonial rituals.
He's like, look, you can take him to this rhythmic ceremonial ritual.
No one says that.
Like it's such a good movie. In the terms of, like, the plot, like, okay, look, if you take Back to the Future, there's plot holes.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because the movie's so fun and just so memorable, you overlook it. Like, if I wanted to go in and dissect Back to the Future, I could. But I don't need to because I get such enjoyment out of watching this film that I don't look at it. He's like, we got to do this to get Back to the Future, and my brain's just like, yes,
well,
let's get it done.
There's some movies, like we were talking about earlier, like Armageddon, there's so many plot holes, but
you don't care because it's fun.
Sometimes I just want to have fun.
It's fun, and Back to the Future as itself, as a whole, it came out. It was Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale, and that was like one of their first films, right?
One of them, if not their first together.
Yeah, and they got Spielberg to produce it for them.
Yeah.
So like I think that they made a deal. If I can't remember 100% all the random crap I know about this movie.
Yeah.
I think they made a deal with Spielberg that he would produce it and they were going to like help him do something. I can't remember 100%. But just like they came into it and the entire plot of the movie was because Robert Zemeckis sat down. It was him or Bob Gale, I don't remember. But like they sat down and they were looking at his family's high school yearbook, and it was like his dad or his mom's.
Yeah.
And he immediately just thought, I wonder if me and my dad would have been friends in high school, if like we were existing at the same time. And that's where the entire movie was created from, was because he just thought, he's like, what if I knew my dad in high school? Would I be cool with him, or would I be like a bully or whatever? And the fact that they play on that in the movie, where like Marty goes back and he's like messing with him for the first like 5 encounters. Like the first time he sees him, he's like chasing his dad, and he gets up in the tree, and he's just like, he's a peeping Tom.
Well, what this is one weird thing in the movie. The mom falls in love with the son.
Yep.
But if it was the other way around, oh my god.
Like if you look at it in a plot hole, you're like, how did later on in life, when the mom and dad do get married, did they not realize that they met their son back in high school?
I remember someone telling me, he's like, as soon as Marty got hit by the car and she fell in love with him, Marty should have ceased to exist.
Plot hole.
Yeah, but I'm like,
I think he thought of that, and that's why originally he came up with the photograph. Because like I'm sure that they figured some things out, but they were like, who cares? This is more interesting. I have a time limit now.
Yeah.
Like my family, I kind of like, no, if you think about it, they started it in genetic order. Yeah. So his brother's head disappears first because he's the oldest son.
Yeah.
So like it's like time is slowly erasing backwards for Marty. Like if you looked at it, Marty should have been erased first because he was the most recent timeline, and it starts from there. But it's kind of ingenious that they flipped it from where like they intersected, so like time is being erased forward, if that makes sense. So, but I love the movie because right from the moment you're set up, starts off with the little radio channel. It's like Hill Valley High, blah, 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 the top 10. It's like it's Casey Kasem. This is Casey Kasem in the top 10.
Well, you got to read, because I just read, one of the last books I read was Future Boy.
Yeah, I want to read it. I need to buy it.
Yeah, but I didn't know there was one part where he's talking about the scene where he plays Johnny B. Good.
Yeah.
I guess Bob Zemeckis, I think I remember in the book, told Marty McFly that this
creates rock and roll.
Does not need, well, yeah, but doesn't need to actually be in the movie because it doesn't serve anything. But he put it in there because he thought it was so much fun to do.
And it's amazing. It's such a good. Yeah, nobody knew what Johnny B. Good was unless you were a blues fan or something. Like nobody knew that song until that movie.
I still like the Back to the Future version of Johnny B. Good.
It's great.
Than the original one.
But it's just like, but it's such a good movie in the fact that like right from the start you get introduced to Marty from the bottom up. Like all you see is his shoes for the first scene.
Yeah.
And then you get into it and you get introduced to Doc. You kind of get introduced to Doc through his garage that he's living in, because you see his, what's it called, a Rube Goldberg machine?
Yeah.
Just going around doing random crap in his apartment, and then Marty comes up and he's just like, oh God!
It's like, that giant thing in his head.
And then you can see, you get what Marty's about right from the beginning. First thing he does, plug in a guitar to a giant amplifier, overloads it, gets blown in, and then the first thing you see,
there's something wrong. There might be something wrong with it.
He's like, by the way, don't use the amplifier. He's like, there might be a slight electrostatic short that could lead to overload. And it's just like, you don't say.
He's like, are you telling me, what was it, 8:15 or something like that?
Yeah, and then all the clocks go off, and he's just like, is that my alarm clocks? And you're like, yeah. And he's like, excellent, my experiment worked. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, all those clocks are exactly 20 minutes late. And he's like, are you telling me it's 8:45? Damn it, I'm late for school.
And then
Huey Lewis and the News. And then he gets Power of Love. He grabs onto the Jeep, and then you get introduced to that shot.
Right.
Fun fact: that entire town is the from Gremlins. That's the same town that they used in Gremlins, if I'm not mistaken.
I saw the clock tower in person.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I went on the tour, which I heard they don't do anymore.
You know what's funny? Remember the Back to the Future ride at Universal?
Yeah. Scared
the shit out of me as a child. My cat's right there, by the way.
I thought I was like, what? I saw like
the boom bike's moving.
Oh no, it's fine.
But like the Back to the Future ride scared the shit out of me as a child.
Did it?
Because it was like this thing where Biff steals the DeLorean again.
Yeah.
But it was weird, and it was either I had a nightmare about it, or I just don't remember the ride. But like, he steals this new future version of the DeLorean, and it like changes him into like a robot kind of thing. I might have just had a nightmare and I'm hallucinating all of this, but I don't. I just remember as like that ride scared the shit out of me, and I was like, I'm not going on that again. Even as an adult, and it's gone now from Universal.
I still gotta go to the one.
This.
I still gotta go to the Universal here in Orlando.
That's great.
I had passes during COVID because they were trying to get anyone to go.
Yeah.
Dude, they were $49 a piece.
Go to Harry Potter World. It's phenomenal.
That's well, they have Harry Potter World in the one in
It's different though.
Oh, is it?
So you have. I think it's the same, but there's like differences. I think.
And
so
the one in here is probably much bigger than the one in California.
Yeah. So
that's a tiny one.
But in Universal Florida, they built Hogwarts, Hogsmeade, and they just opened the Ministry of Magic.
Dude, there was one time. Just a side note. I'll way back on the movies. There was a line to go into. Ollivander's lawn.
Yeah.
I know that I do.
You just cut line.
I went into the exit, and everyone was looking at me, and they're like, "Why is everyone looking at me?" It's like
he cut the line.
But no one said anything, so I was like, "Hey, whatever."
I don't think they're allowed to. They're just like, don't upset the guests.
There was no one there, or there was no signs. I just walked in. Yeah, but
it's a door. You're gonna walk through it.
It's a cat. It's like in that Jodorowsky Dune movie where he's the documentary.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, cut, and then he just starts talking again.
That guy was on drugs.
He was on
so many drugs.
Yeah.
But Back to the Future is just, there's so many memorable lines, and it's such a simplistic plot, and like you said, there's all of these little, what's the word, in idiosyncrasies or intrinsic...
Plot holes.
Not even plot holes, it's like, just... The way Doc and Marty work so well together.
Well, it's like kind of like how with Titanic, Jack and Rose,
yeah.
The chemistry was so good.
Yeah.
That's why everyone was or like Bill and Ted.
It's like Bill and Ted. It's just two people that met,
that
and you were just
together.
Like this works.
They're
like
perfect together.
Yeah.
And I heard again, it's a little side story in that book. I just forgot the book.
It's okay.
The Future Boy.
Yeah.
Because of the cat was touching my feet. Hey, cat.
She'll scratch you, but.
But Michael J. Fox improv a lot, and who I shared the same birthday with.
Nice.
Not
Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd.
And
same birthday as him. He was, I guess, he's like a theater actor, so he I guess he said he memorized everyone's lines.
Yeah, so he would like tell them what.
And I guess
the line
in the
is.
beginning it kind of took him a second to like get used to the improving, but then I guess after a while he got used to it. What story was I going to say?
Something about you sharing the birthday of Christopher Lloyd.
Oh no, the story was actually no. I think the story was that there was the improv. I think that's a horrible moment by me.
Well, Michael J. Fox was also signed up for what? Family Matters.
Family Ties.
Family Ties.
So he was filming Family Ties.
And they would go film Back to the Future.
And get 4 hours of sleep, and they wake up and do it again for like 2 or 3 months.
Because he had like signed on with them, and they're like, you can't break this contract.
You can't break the contract, and the producer for Family Ties almost said no for him. Well, he did say no for him because he's contractually obligated. He can't do it.
Okay.
And then after, I guess, they kept begging him. They filmed with another actor. I forget the actor.
I forget that he wasn't the first choice. But then
so
he wanted
they almost, dude, that was like sabotage the movie just to get Michael J. Fox. But no, that actually was one of the first movies I've ever seen.
It's one of the first movies I remember as a kid. Like, I remember watching it when I was like 7 or 8 years old. And I was just a kid, and I was like, this is a fun, quirky movie. And then I got older, and it was like when I was working at Publix, and somebody made a reference, and I was like, I understood that reference. And I went back and watched all the Back to the Futures again, and I was just like, it brought memories back, and it just flooded me, and I was like, I love this movie. I love this movie so much.
And that's why you watch it over and over.
If it is ever on TV, I'll be flipping through channels, and Back to the Future's on, like, this is what we're watching right now. This has to be it.
Well, the one, my next one, let me make sure I get in the list. Yeah, so the next one, if it wasn't edited on television, I'd sit down and watch it every time, but because they edit things out in television.
Go to yours then.
Okay, so my next one was the first movie that wasn't like an action movie or a comedy where I was blown away.
Yeah.
Shawshank Redemption.
Such a good movie.
Yeah.
That's a phenomenal movie.
It is literally the only movie I could literally say where everyone's story gets perfectly wrapped up.
Plus, Morgan Freeman narrating is
yeah.
never a bad thing. Like, if Morgan Freeman's narrating, and I'm like, well, we're gonna.
I just remember sitting down and like watching that movie. It was like my favorite movie for like the longest time, and then until like The Shining came around. But for like the longest time, just kind of the same thing with like Doc Brown and Marty. Dude, Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman play off so perfectly with each other, and then all the side characters all play off so perfectly with each other.
They're all unique.
They all have their own character, and then sometimes they'll go off on small tangents, like the older guy. What's his name? I don't remember his name. The guy.
Hobbs.
No, it wasn't Hobbs. It was God. It's like one of.
He's the guy that wrote his name.
Yeah, Brooks.
Brooks. Yeah,
That's who it was. Brooks was here. Yeah. He had his little side story, and that little side story
leads into Morgan Freeman's side story, which leads back into Andy's.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh
and
my god!
And you're just like, ah!
But I just remember enjoying the movie for like, the movie was great, and then I just remember the warden taking that one of his chess pieces and throwing it through the poster, and you just hear clunk, 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 and then he just whoosh, and then it cuts back and it shows what he did
every single day for like the last 5 years.
Yeah, like 20. It was like
20 years, yeah.
But that movie, that was the movie. I think why it connected with me so much is the importance of persistence and patience.
Yeah.
And believing that it will eventually happen. Because the guy, you find out he actually didn't do it.
Spoilers. If you haven't seen Shawshank Redemption,
it's your own fault.
It's been out for 20 years.
It's your own fault.
It's your own fault.
But to go through all of that shit, being thrown in the hole, like, and then he's like doing illegal stuff for the warden and like all the other people and everything like that, and then to literally have everything that he did all throughout prison, the signing of the name, the Bible with the tool and all that stuff. I'm not trying to get too much.
He wore it down to the nub.
And then the lines like, I guess it was my salvation. Like, everything's just perfectly wrapped up.
To bounce off of that, the warden is such a good villain.
I love that actor.
He is the perfect example of like that, what's that, like, righteous falsification? He thinks he's so close to God that he doesn't realize that when everything shifts, he realizes he's just like,
he has someone killed.
I'm fucked.
He has somebody killed.
But he's like, he acts so righteous. He acts like he's this righteous morality.
Yeah.
And like, he is doing the most heinous shit to keep an innocent man in jail. Because he just wants
And on top of that, helping him get rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking him over. he screws over an innocent man just to profit of himself.
And that scene where Morgan Freeman's like, I didn't even recognize it, but the guy had his the dude.
He's like, everybody looks at the shoes.
Yeah, like, this is insane.
He's like, you notice a man's shoes before you notice the man.
And then every time you see him coming out like this, out of the sewer.
Yeah.
He's like, this man literally climbed through a mile of shit to freedom. I was like, it is a perfect movie in my opinion.
I think a long time ago I saw like this big poster in like Spencer's Music, or not Spencer's, FYE.
Yeah.
And it was like 100 best movies.
One of my favorite stars.
I know, right. It's still up, it's just not the same. There's like a poster, like full-size movie poster, and it had like a list of 100, like the greatest 100 movies of all time, and I remember Shawshank Redemption's on there, and I think it's like in the top 25.
It's still #1 on IMDb.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing bad about the movie.
It's the greatest prison movie ever.
Also Spielberg.
No,
that's not Spielberg?
It's Frank Darabont.
Did he produce it?
I don't know if he did.
I'm thinking of Schindler's List.
They filmed it in Middleburg, Ohio.
Okay.
Or Middlefield. Wait. Is it Middleburg? Middlefield? No, Middlefield is the Amish. It's oh my god, I think I'm drawing a blank on this. Middlefield. It's Middlefield.
Am I thinking of Schindler's List?
You're thinking Schindler's List?
I'm thinking of Schindler's List.
Yeah,
okay.
It's Middlefield.
Okay.
No.
It's got middle in it.
I gotta look this.
Pull up the map right here that shows where exactly.
2 hours away where I grew up.
Yeah.
But yeah, perfect movie. But Frank Darabont, he also did the Green Mile.
Another. That connects now, just because you're like, okay.
The
cool.
Mist.
I have watched that once.
And he's the reason why The Walking Dead was on television.
It
He did the first season and I think the second season, and then they kicked him off, I think, after the second season.
That makes sense, because the second season is where I stopped, because it started pissing me off.
So they think that he wanted to go in another direction. It sounds.
I think he probably wanted to be more faithful to the comic.
I think that's what it was.
I know. I forget the guy's name. I have the first edition, but like Robert Kirkman.
Yeah.
He wanted to make the show to where it was familiar to fans, but he also didn't want to be like where a fan would be like, watch this, this is going to happen. He wanted it to be a surprise to even fans that read all the story.
Yeah.
And as a fan, personally, I don't like that. I'm like, just follow the source material. I get why you would do it, because it's like a shocking, there's the shock factor, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't, just follow the story. It was a great story. Why did we need to change it?
Yeah.
But Shawshank Redemption, phenomenal movie. 10 out of 10.
See it.
Phenomenal.
But what's your second? You have to look
I
for
gotta look at
the
my
list.
list. I gotta look at my list.
What is your cat's name?
Loki.
Ooh.
And it's a girl cat. Norse, if I'm not mistaken, in Norse mythology, Loki and Odin would both switch genders.
My dog's name is Ripley after Sigourney Weaver.
That is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Just a ping off of it. I'm gonna save one for last, just because it's probably up there. Number 2 for me, or not in any specific order. I'm gonna go with The Mummy. Brendan Fraser's The Mummy. The first, we don't talk about the third one. There's only 2 until this new one comes out, and which is the same characters. The Mummy with Brendan Fraser is a phenomenal movie. It is what Indiana Jones was in the 80s, of being this action, just manly action star. In the 90s, he was the next Indiana Jones.
Well, that was my Indiana Jones, because I saw The Mummy, and then
before you saw Indiana Jones.
Yeah, and so that was my Indiana Jones.
See, I saw Indiana Jones way before, so I knew what it was.
Yeah.
But I watched The Mummy when it came out like 1999.
Yeah.
So I was like,
I
was like 10 years old, and I was just like, this is great. Again,
great chemistry.
Completely quotable lines, great chemistry between him and Rachel Weiszman, and it's just
Rachel Weisz.
Rachel Weisz. Okay, Rachel Weisz, and
married to Daniel Craig.
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird, but makes sense. James Bond, especially after Casino Royale. Yeah. He just had the factor at that point. But like, just it's such a fun movie from start to finish. You set up with Imhotep in.
Dude, one of the first movies.
It hooks you.
She's naked in the beginning.
Right. it hooks you like right there, because you're like, oh, this is gonna be historical, because you're like, welcome to, what's the city's name? The
Hamunaptra.
Hamunaptra. It's like, welcome to Hamunaptra with this huge pyramid, and you're like, and as a kid you're like, historical, and then all of a sudden Pharaoh gets shivved, and you're like, what's happening? And then it's just like, Imhotep gets mummified, and it gets put it in, and it's just like, you have, what's the guy that plays the desert rider or whatever his name with the eye tattoo?
Oh God, I forget his name.
I'm not going to remember people's names for this, but
the Magi.
The Magi. Yeah, he turns out he's like for 10,000 years we have protected Egypt.
He narrates it too.
Yeah, Egypt the whole time. And you're just like, this is great. And then it comes into Rachel Weisz, and she's in the library, and she's and knocks down the books, and she's just like, he's like, you put up with me because I'm the only person within 100 miles that can translate Egyptian.
He's like, I only put up with you because your parents are the
biggest donors.
The patrons or whatever.
It's such a fun movie. Yeah. Because you go from such a serious, like, assassination plot to goofy people in Egypt doing shit.
Well, there's what's amazing about that movie, because that's one of my favorite movies ever.
It's such a good movie.
Is you have in the beginning, it's almost like kind of like, I wouldn't say a revenge story, but it's a love story. But they killed the pharaoh for their love.
Yeah, it's like a love has no time.
Then it turns into like Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah.
And then it turns into
Indiana Jones.
And then it turns
into like.
Then it's a horror movie, and then there's horror action comedy, like it's all throughout, and then
Oh, but I forgot, because you introduce every single character.
Yeah.
Every character's intro works. Because Imhotep and Anck-su-namun's intro sets up their plot. Directly after that, it's not Rachel Weisz, it's
O'Connell.
it's Brendan Fraser and O'Connell fighting in like World War I in the desert with Benny. You get introduced to him and Benny and their dynamic immediately. Ping over to Rachel Weisz and her brother, and you get introduced to their dynamic, and then all of them swirl together into this. It's
then
just chemistry.
And then there's the Americans trying to.
The Americans and they're
gold diggers.
The best traditional of America. Just pull out a gun. What are you doing?
Yeah.
All right, put it back. We're gambling. Cool.
Yeah.
We're cowboys.
And then they work together when they find out. Oh, they're like the world's about to end.
I just love it. Was it when what's her brother's name? Benjamin? No, it's not Benjamin. Jonathan.
Yeah, Jonathan.
Jonathan shows up, and they're just like, "Hi!" And they all pull out the guns and point at him. He's like, "Okay," walks away.
My favorite part of his is he's running out to get the car. They're in the museum because like, oh, where's the Book of the Dead? And she figures it. Rachel Weisz figures it out.
Patience is a virtue. And they look over and they're like, oh, and it's just like, and then Brendan Fraser turns to the camera. Not right now, it isn't.
But dude, Jonathan's part where they're like about to like stab him. He's like,
and everybody's just like,
he's like, oh, he's one of us.
I can't believe this worked.
And then he's slowly like,
just like walks back. He slows his pace and just walks back. And you see in his eyes, like, I can't believe this fucking worked. Holy shit. It's such a good movie. And then, like, everything just falls into place. Like, the pacing of the movie's great. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, everything falls consecutively into place.
And then there always is, like, because I know some people can't stand, like, the happy ending, but it has the happy ending.
I love the ending.
It has the happy ending where he gets the girl, they ride off into the sunset, and there happens to be gold there.
There's gold, and there's her brother riding in the back with a camel.
Yeah.
He's got like a shit ton of gold.
Yeah, and I still love that like the Persian guy that like is like the jail owner, like he's like. I don't know what was he like the warden or
he's in another. He was the warden of the prison, but I can't remember the other movie he was in.
He was in a couple. I'm trying to remember which the other one, but no, that was after The Mummy was one of the movies after school when I would get home if.
It's on TV. You're gonna watch it.
Well, no, not even that. I owned it on VHS, and so when I didn't, I always did homework with the movie on in the background. The Mummy usually was one of like maybe 10 movies I put on in the background.
Like the whole point. If you've never seen Indiana Jones, like you grew up in the 80s. 80s was like the Indiana Jones. I'd say Indiana Jones is comparable to being like the next 007 as like a manly figure. So it went from like the 70s with 007. To the 80s with
anything Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Anything Arnold Schwarzenegger did to Indiana Jones just being again another Spielberg produced. He did Spielberg did everything. He has his hands in all everything. Still does everything. To Brendan Fraser and everyone in The Mummy just carried it, and it was like a continuation of if it's not broke, don't fix it.
And Brendan Fraser's such a
he loves the character.
He's such a unique actor because he's not your typical Shakespearean classical actor. He's not a Eddie Murphy type actor.
But he goes from George of the Jungle to The Mummy.
To The Mummy to like
Encino Man.
But when he was young, he did like School Ties.
Yeah.
And then he did Encino Man.
What was the movie he did with guy from Home Alone? Where?
Which one?
Who's the robber in Home Alone? What's his name?
Oh, Joe Pesci?
Joe Pesci, where he's like in college.
Oh, God. That's another really good
where
movie.
They have this huge dialogue where he goes over the Constitution. And
with
he's just
honors.
Like, Yeah, he goes to like serious roles like that. And you're
Great
like,
Joe Pesci role, by the way.
Yeah.
I love that role, because he actually, there's a speech in there where he's talking to a professor. Now we're
was it the Constitution?
Yeah, the Constitution.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But like, Brendan Fraser, and just, he loves the character of Rick O'Connell. Also, great name, Rick O'Connell. You're just like,
and the second one was really
cool.
Good.
The second one was really good. The third one, they recast Rachel Weisz, and the chemistry wasn't there. And for some reason, they shifted the setting. Like, you're gonna sit there and tell me that it was like China, and it involved the Terracotta Army, and it was just like there wasn't another pharaoh in Egypt that you could do. You had to go to China, which I think the new one's coming back because they're making another Mummy movie with all the original cast coming back. And Brendan Fraser has said, like, he was on Conan or one of the other talk shows the other not Conan because he retired, but he was on one of the talk
Oh,
shows
Conan
like last
actually
week.
retired?
I think you're no, never mind. No,
No, I didn't.
I'm thinking.
I'm just saying, like, that's how out of touch I am because
I don't watch him. I just saw a
any.
clip, and it's like he's saying he's like, bear with me as I get this 50-year-old body back into shape for the movie. He's like, I'm trying my best, and immediately I'm just like, thanks, Brendan Fraser. You're doing what we've asked for 20. And he's such a nice guy. He got screwed over by Hollywood, mind you. If you ever want to look into like Brendan Fraser's history, the nicest guy to be screwed over by Hollywood.
Yeah, there's a stretch there. Yeah.
There's a stretch where you don't see him for like 20 years.
10, 15 years.
Yeah, you haven't seen him?
He wasn't in anything.
And it's because he essentially got that Me Too movement.
Yeah.
But it happened to him.
In like the reverse.
In the reverse way. It happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
But it wasn't even a woman.
It wasn't a woman. It was a male
It
producer.
was a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he, if I remember correctly, stuff happened. He didn't want to go into explicits, but he was like mentally scarred, emotionally scarred from it. And then his wife screwed him over after that.
Wins an Oscar.
He wins an Oscar. His wife divorced him, took almost all of his money, everything that he had, and left him with their autistic child. And he went into dad mode and was like, I got to take care of my son, and I'm going to do that. And you can see him on red carpets with his son. He looks just like him in the face, like they have the face. And
nothing but good vibes for Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser, great vibes. But like it translates to the movie. The movie's just fun. So many quotable lines. There's no ammo count on anything. They're just pumping, shooting shotguns.
I love it. It's such a great movie.
The best line. What's your favorite line of the movie?
You do yours first because I have to think about that one.
It's everybody's favorite line. It's just, hey Benny! Or no, he's like, hey Connell! Looks to me like I've got all the horses. And he just comes up all serious. Hey Benny! Looks to me like you're on the wrong side of the river. And he's,
I just like that necessarily a line. I just like anytime Benny is there, he'll throw him off the boat, or he'll do this, or he'll do that. He's just
like, bye Benny. Throws him off the fucking. Like Benny just takes, and he deserves it too. Like everything Benny gets, he fucking deserves.
I also, even the small roles, like the head of the library.
He's got like maybe 5 minutes.
Who's also an Encino Man.
He's also an Encino Man. Yeah.
But he said, what? Anyone but you.
It's like you're saying with like
just little small roles.
Every like even the pilot that takes him. And he crashes, and he's like this drunk.
He's like trying to relive. Yeah.
And you're just like, oh god. But like, it's great. It's a fun movie. That's my number 2.
Dude, you're like, kidding, dude. We did 10. We'd be here for
We're
5 hours.
We're here for like 6 hours.
All right, I'm gonna start the next one here. Let's see. So I don't know how much battery we got left.
I don't even know how we're doing because we're just going off and rambling about these movies, and we're not even explaining why we left them.
So this is another one. This is one of those ones where it caught me at the right time in my life.
Yeah, I got one. I've got one of those.
I was in 8th grade. And in 8th grade, I went to Catholic school. I went to Catholic school. I look back, and I actually went to Catholic school every single place I've ever gone to school. And it wasn't college. I had a scholarship to go run track. It happened to be a Catholic college.
Yeah.
And then I got accepted for film school into a Catholic
University,
the largest Catholic university in America.
It was the Lord.
DePaul.
He directed you to the point.
And it just kind of worked out that way. But in 8th grade, we went on like a lot of retreats because it's like the transition into high school type thing. So we did like a lot of those like religious retreats. So we went to this one place called Borromeo. That's where.
Was it like a mission?
It's a seminary.
Like a mission
seminary. So it's where priests train to become priests.
Yeah.
And we stayed there most of the day. It wasn't like an overnight thing. I had an overnight one in high school. That was fun. We just basically played Texas Hold'em the whole time and gambled.
As you do in high school.
We gambled the whole time and played Risk.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings Risk.
It's a great one.
Yeah. But
also take Halo Risk.
So it's like one of those things. I was always a shy kid when I was growing up. And I remember there was we're on the retreat, we're doing these things like like the trust fall and all that stuff. And all that stuff, yeah, and you're doing all like the kind of like the Bible study and everything like that. And then they showed us this movie, and it starts off. I don't remember. It's a private school. I don't know if it's a Catholic school. I think it's just a prep private school.
Is it Passion of the Christ?
No, it's not Passion of the Christ. That actually came out after I graduated. No, actually, I was in 8th grade when that came out. That was 2003 because I graduated from 8th grade in 2003.
I was. We might be in the same line.
I'm 37.
When did you graduate?
From what? High school? High school. I was 2007.
Okay, so I graduated the year after you.
Okay, so we're the same age.
Yeah.
All right, but 8th grade, put it on, watching it, and actually, probably that movie is probably actually, Mrs. Doubtfire is probably the role that made me love Robin Williams. I love that movie. That's another.
I love Robin Williams.
But Dead Poets Society.
You want a tearjerker? Go watch Dead Poets.
It caught me. It's one of those movies where it's not the most because I love we're talking about
a lot of mine are like actiony kind of
The Mummy or like Terminator, all that stuff. I love those movies, but there was it was like that one because it spoke to me because I felt like I was
the main character.
I was what's his name the dude from Training Day, Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke. Yeah.
I actually
was Ethan Hawke.
I connected. There were a lot of young actors in that movie, but Robin Williams talked about there was that famous scene where he brings them into the hallway and has them look at all the pictures. He's like, look at all those guys. They're just like you, all filled with hormones and all had a vigor for life and ready to take on the world.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what they're all doing now? They're all,
they're all dead.
Dust for worms or something for worms. Food for worms.
Food
for worms. They're all dead. And the whole theme of the movie is Carpe Diem. That's where I first heard.
It's death is inevitable. Live your life.
Yeah, live your life. And that was the first time someone actually told me, anyone, movies or in real life, actually told me no one's going to help you.
Yeah. You
have to go out and take it yourself. That was the first movie I heard that, and it just kind of spoke to me. And then you watch every single character that were in high school. Every single one had their moment where they seized the day.
Lead. Yeah.
Yeah, like the one guy going over to the party because he loved the girl. Ethan Hawke at the end standing up because he was shy and he finally stood up and was his own man. You had the guy that wanted to be an actor, and again, that's one of those things.
Yes, it's just something that, the film hit you.
Yeah.
And you're just like.
Yeah, and it was another one of those movies where, again, I was mostly watching, Terminator, Rambo, Nutty Professor, action movies and comedy. That's pretty much all I watched as a kid.
I mean,
Wizard of Oz.
That's what got. Fun fact: I hate that movie.
You like that movie?
I do not.
That's the first movie I ever saw.
I hate it.
I saw it on ABC.
My dad would always, every time it was on TV, would put it on. He'd be like, this is the first movie that was in color.
Yeah.
He's like, this is a great movie. We watched it when we were a kid all the time. And I'm like, I hate the singing. I hate the Munchkins.
I love that movie.
You can love it. I fucking hate it. But, it's just annoying to me because I had to watch it so many times as a kid. I get why it's an impact.
Well, that's like me and the Gone with the Wind. I understand.
I've never seen it.
Same guy directed that movie.
The
Wizard of Oz, and he made it the same year.
Does it have a person hanging in the background?
He also,
as well?
if you ever look at his history, he was a horrible human being. But other than that,
Tracks.
Yeah. He basically got Judy Garland. Judy Garland's mom and him pretty much got her addicted to drugs.
Damn.
And other things. But
Dead Poets Society.
But Dead Poets Society. Yeah, that was a movie that kind of opened me up. It hit me right at it caught me at the right moment.
It was like that. What's the way to say it? It was like that where your brain started transitioning from kid to manhood. You're just like,
or getting closer to
you're just that's when you started you were like, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that movie, and I just love Robin Williams in that movie.
Bro, he's great in everything.
I think he got nominated for an Oscar in that movie. But then that movie, oh shit! I don't think I hit record on that thing. That's okay. Thank God we have backup sound. Thank God for backup sound.
Backup sound.
That's okay. But what's your third movie?
To pause on that, to like swap it. One of my favorite Robin Williams roles is literally an hour of television. He was on Law and Order, SVU.
Oh, I never saw that. I saw part of it.
It is haunting.
I saw part of it.
It is haunting how terrifying he is in that.
Well, he has like some weird roles. So like again,
Was it 24-hour photo or whatever?
1 hour photo.
1 hour photo, yeah.
Came out of nowhere.
You're just like,
But then like he's got Good Morning Vietnam. He's
Good Will
got
Hunting.
Good Will Hunting. You finally won
Which
his
is
Oscar.
also kind of like Dead Poets
The
Society if you
Fisher
think about
King.
it. I haven't watched that. I need to watch that.
That's another great one. And he's in so many good movies, and he always
He is.
brings his A game.
If you had to ask me like who's one of the most versatile actors, Robin Williams.
No,
he can do anything.
anything. Yeah, I mean besides explosions, actions, doing stunts.
I don't think he needs to though.
But he's so good.
But he would do it if you asked him.
His improv is so great. My favorite line in Mrs. Doubtfire. Well, it's more of like a small little segment. Is he's putting away the the groceries that he bought, and he's talking to his ex-wife, Sally Field, who's my favorite actress.
Yeah.
And probably because of that movie, because she plays such a hysterical mom at times. But he's like, "Oh, holding this meat reminds me of Winston," and she's like, "Oh, can I ask like what happened?" He's like, "Well, he was quite fond of the drink." And then she's like, "Oh, he was an alcoholic?" "No, he was hit by a Guinness truck." And she's like, "Oh my god!" And he's like, "So it was literally the drink that killed him." It's like, there's no one wrote that. He didn't write that.
If I was filling it by the camera, I would have to fucking step away or be dying.
Just
I'd be like, "Oh my God."
the genius, and then Sally Field was able to like keep going with it, and he just perfectly. Oh, dude, it's perfect.
She's the only one that didn't break. Everybody else behind the camera is just dying. You see the guy with the boom mic just like struggling not to shake with it.
Oh my god.
Okay, my next one, because you did Big Moment. I'll do one that like hit me right time in the life, and I'm gonna swap it. I'm gonna switch it up. Mine's animated.
Mm.
I'm gonna go with the first How to Train Your Dragon movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
DreamWorks. I saw it. I went to theaters and saw it, and like halfway through the movie, I had the moment where it's just like it hits me, and I just went.
I don't know about
Damn.
you, but I've been like rewatching some movies, like October Sky.
Great movie.
You ever see the movie Lion? It came out like 8 years ago. About the Indian guy that got orphaned and he went to go find his family.
That sounds really familiar.
But I've been noticing, and like I don't know if this is like something a guy wants to say out loud, but I've been like crying more at movies. I don't know.
No, it's if you look if the movie.
It's not sad moments. It's
It's emotional hits.
It's triumphant moments. So like Apollo 13 when Tom Hanks is just like Houston, and then everyone just erupts. I tear up at that.
Like
I don't know why.
The parody space, The Martian, when it's just like Houston, we have what, and everyone's like, oh,
Yeah,
just loses their mind.
that's another movie where I kind of tear up. But like, the one that makes me just tears down my face is October Sky. At the end of the movie, where he gives his dad,
he gives him the
push the button.
Yeah, and his dad experiences why he loved it so
why
much.
he loves it, and like it hit close to me.
Yeah.
Because there was moments where me and my dad was like, with the whole thing with film.
That was kind of like
It hits me.
That was why I loved How to Train Your Dragon, because I was watching the movie. I related to him so well, because like I always felt like I was the quiet kid too, kind of like I could get along with everybody, but at the same time I was like, you felt nerdy because you liked all these nerdy things. Like, fucking look at this shit. Like, I like all this nerdy shit. Now it's cool. Back then it wasn't.
Now everyone's doing it.
Now everybody's doing this. I was here first. But like, it was like Hiccup. I think I related more to his like journey of being like, he's unsure of himself to the point where he realizes he kind of has that manhood shift of like, I have to do anything.
Journey.
It's the movie's the hero's journey.
It's the traditional hero's journey.
Yeah, the score ties into it so well because I forget.
I remember this. Was it Hans?
It was Hans Zimmer. Yeah. So they have these moments, and I can tell you the exact moment where it hit me. And the song is called First Flight, and it's where after like Hiccups got Toothless and he's been testing all the stuff he's building, and he's like made the harness, and it's when they're doing their first non-grounded kind of like test flight. It's called test flight, not first flight. But like he gets his little cheat sheet out, and you can hear it, and the theme starts off as Hiccup, and it's like this, but it's played like out of sync. So the song starts as like it's played out of sync between Hiccup's theme and Toothless's theme,
and it comes together.
And they go through the whole thing. They're flying, and he's got it. But then, like, they get hit with an updraft, and they're in the air, and he gets disconnected, and he loses his cheat sheet. And he's like, "Oh!" And they're flying, and like the scene shifts, and it's the two songs played out of sync, and it's like, and like they're falling, and then he grabs them. He gets back on the harness, and he's got the cheat sheet. And he's like, and Hiccup has to trust in himself for the first time, and he throws the sheet back, and he's like, "Ah!" And Jay Baruchel's voice is perfect for it, but like he's like and then they sync up, and it goes. You hear the How to Train Your Dragon thing, the ba da 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 da, and it's just and like the movements of the dragon match the crescendo of the song, and it was perfect. And it was like kind of like this moment where I was just like, damn. I was like, this is great. This is this emotional moment where you kind of just like realize you're like what it is to like trust yourself, and it's like you might be unsure of yourself now, but later on, if you trust yourself, it's going to work out. And like he did that, and it's the hero's journey, but it's also a journey of like boyhood to adolescence.
Well, it's kind of like at the end with like Ethan Hawke in Dead Poets Society, where
it's a journey of adolescence.
He finally stopped caring, and this is what I believe in type of a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and it even goes into a part where they get to the dragon at the end. They find that it wasn't an alpha, it was a queen, which was different from an alpha. It's like a pseudo alpha. There's a whole fucking hierarchy in this movie. And like his dad, who hates dragons, like the entire movie, goes up, pulls Toothless out of the water. He apologizes to the dragon.
Yeah.
Toothless goes and pulls Hiccup out of the water. He gets on the dragon. They resuscitate him. And he's just like, I want to tell you. He's like, I'm proud of you.
Because, dude, that's one of those movies I remember, especially animated movies in particular. They just knew how to make them.
Yeah.
There was a stretch there where.
And it by no means follows the book. It does not follow the book at all.
They were so good, because I remember watching that. I didn't see it in theaters. I rented it from Blockbuster, but I remember watching that one, and I'm like, God, this is a good movie.
It's a great movie.
All
three of them are great, but the first one, if like you had to rank them, the first one's the best.
And it just...
It's, if you watch the whole trilogy...
It was so original.
Yeah, it was unique. It came out at a time where this was before everything was generic. You felt like this was fresh, this was new, it was historic, it was kids, it was adults, everybody could love it. You had, what's his name, doing Hiccup's dad, who reprised him in the live-action movie, Gerard Butler, playing Stoic the Vast, and he's like this imposing, like, traditional father figure of just this huge, jacked Viking man who's embarrassed by his tiny son, and then later on, he's like, at the end of it, he's just like, I'm proud to call you my son. Not because of like what you're doing, but because I didn't see what you could do.
Yeah.
And you're just like, damn. And then like all three movies is Hiccup from childhood to adulthood. Like go back and watch all three movies. It's one long arc.
Yeah.
And it works. And it's a great movie. So that was that was my third is How to Train Your Dragon. If you can watch all three of them, but the first one has the most emotional hit in all of it, but they're all great. Now you have to decide.
So I'm gonna go with, because every time this comes on, I usually watch it like once a year, but I'm gonna go with Braveheart. Yeah. So that was one of the first. I think that was the movie that made me fell in love with epics.
Yeah.
Like war epics, or like just. It's a 3-hour long. Well, I think it's just under 3 hours.
I just bought it, so I need to rewatch
But and that's what made me fall in love. I actually think Mel Gibson he's probably in my top 5 favorite directors. And I mean, like, that's what's so funny. Everyone's
I didn't
like,
know he directed until you told me.
so Braveheart, he did The Passion of the Christ, Apocalypto, Hacksaw Ridge.
Which was a great movie.
And he did his first one. I think was Man Without a Face. I think it was called, where he played he was like a tutor to like a young boy that was kind of same thing. He's like lost, didn't have any confidence, and he helped them. Yeah, and then the last one, I think he did that airplane movie with Mark Wahlberg, which
the newest one that just came out with?
I didn't see it.
I heard it was bad.
Yeah, I did too. I have a feeling it was like a favor for
I think
Mark.
it was. I think they made an agreement, and Mark was like...
Because I think Mel Gibson's girlfriend or wife directed Father Stew, and I'm wondering if that was a favor.
I think it was a favor. I think he agreed to that if they did that.
But he has Apocalypto's amazing too, but Braveheart, it's the same thing. The story starts out, his story starts out, family died, orphaned. And, dude, that's one of my favorite parts. He's like, hi, his uncle comes out, he's like, I'm your Uncle Argyle, you're gonna live with me.
Who?
It's like, his kid just lost
Congratulations.
His kid just lost his dad and his brother, and then all of a sudden this guy's like, you're gonna come with me. Like,
that was back in the day. It's just like, well, your parents dead.
Who the hell
All
are
right,
you?
here's your uncle that lives 300 miles away who you've never met.
I know that, he's like, before you learned about this, I will teach you this. And it's like a Russian voice. I don't know why. He's a Scottish voice. I don't know what. But no, he turned. You would think he'd want revenge, but he softened out. I mean, you don't know what happened at that time, but he somehow softened out, and he came back home. And it's such a touching moment too. That little girl gave him like the little flower at the funeral of his brother and father's funeral, and then he kept it. And he's like, I came back. He basically just came back for her.
Yeah.
And
it was like a moment that stuck with his whole life.
Side note, this is gonna sound a little weird, dude. One of my favorite sex scenes in a movie.
That's weird.
And it's not graphic at all. It literally, if you rewatch it, it's literally just naked woman, and then Mel Gibson walks in. but and then they cut, and it's literally just the back, and like it's her touching his back, and they cut to her back, him touching her back, and then they kiss and embrace, and then all they do is like the back, and that's all they show.
I mean, it's better than Titanic.
It's like the most intimate thing, and they don't show almost anything. I mean, she is naked, so there's that brief moment where you see her waist up, but it's not done like gratuitously. Where
we've all seen 300.
It's not like that.
It's not as
like,
it's just like that. What am I watching right now?
Yeah, take like what's his name, Christopher Walken from Sleepy Hollow, and just like
That movie scarred me as a child. I just remember the scene of the Iron Maiden opening up and the blood pouring out and his mom falling through. I was like 7, and I just went, ah! I was like, I can't watch this anymore.
But no, Braveheart. Getting back to Braveheart. No, he didn't married her. He was wanting to. He didn't want to. The whole beginning, like, hey, like
fuck England.
Like Scotland, we're gonna go to war. Like, you need to be a part of this.
He's
He's
like,
like, no, I'm good. I got.
It's just the Patriot. It's the Patriot, but with Scotland.
And then, I actually think it's like the greatest love story. He started a war over a woman.
That's what we need more in movies now. It's just like a guy being like, my wife is everything. If anything happens to my wife, I will burn the world down.
He started a war over a woman dying.
Yeah. Justified.
And then it turns into, like, I think Braveheart was the prerequisite for so many other movies that followed after.
Yeah.
Like Lord of the Rings, or like what's another like really violent epic? 300, like all those, because he's killing dudes.
He's murdering people.
Dudes with deer horn, like deer antlers. And then there's that one scene where he just goes like on the montage murder, and like he cuts the dude's throat. The guy gets blood. He's like, what is that? And a dude comes from the rafters dying. And then the king is amazing in the movie.
Who plays him? I
forget the dude's name, but he's a great actor. He's like his son's gay, and he's just pissed off.
Damn it!
And so he throws his lover out the window. It's like, what the hell?
It's her fault.
Yeah, but again, at the end of the day, it's just a story about a guy stood up for his morals, and he could have, as they say in Game of Thrones, bent the knee. He's like, no,
Not doing it.
I've done all this stuff, and if I do that now, everything I've done prior means nothing. And he just, and yeah, it just, to me, it's just one of those movies I enjoy so much.
That's literally just the parody. Like, Braveheart and The Patriot is like the two different extremes. Like, won't bend the knee, starts the war. Bends the knee, but then starts the war.
Yeah, so it just, that's one of those movies that, if it's on, well, I always watch it like once a year.
I'm gonna rewatch it today because I just bought it like 3 weeks ago.
That's such a great movie.
I'm gonna rewatch it. I haven't watched it in a long time.
And what did I write down here?
What was your? Did you like write a listing? Like what did it say?
Where I fell in love with the epic. That's what it
Fair.
says.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have an epic on here, but I'm saving it for last.
The Shawshank Redemption, a perfect movie.
I didn't write notes.
Ted would say, met me in a transition period and spoke directly to me.
Touched my soul.
Yeah, made me fall in love with the epic. Yeah, well, I think without Braveheart, I don't know if I would have loved. Well, I would have. Though I'm not going to say that, but
You would have.
Lord of the Rings was that much better. I think because of Braveheart.
I agree. I don't think you could have had Lord of the Rings without movies like Braveheart.
What I love about Peter Jackson.
Did he direct that?
I think I heard.
No, it was Mel Gibson.
Well, no, Lord of the Rings. Peter Jackson was he? I don't know if I heard this from him or somebody else, but he said without the movies prior, so like a Braveheart, you wouldn't have the Lord of the Rings. Maybe the studios wouldn't have taken a chance, or I'm sure Mel Gibson without I don't know like a Ben-Hur or something like that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have had Braveheart. So like I
mean, without Ben-Hur, you wouldn't have had like Gladiator or Troy or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's like
I just love the epic.
it's needed, and I think I hope the Odyssey.
Because
I hope the Odyssey.
I could have went because Gladiator is in my top 10, but we're doing 5, so I picked Braveheart because Braveheart.
It's more emotional.
I had trouble if I like between the two of them. They almost might be tied, but I guess the only difference maker between Braveheart and Gladiator is Gladiator's a revenge story. Braveheart, yeah, is a revenge story, but it turned out to be more than just a revenge story. I guess it's like the message of, which it kind of hits even close now, where when there's something you believe in and something you stand for. Like you might have started like a venture for one reason, but then something else came in, like all these people wanting their freedom, how important it is for everyone in Scotland to have their freedom from the king, even like the Patriot. Same thing.
Yeah, freedom.
Same
from
thing.
oppression.
And it just kind of seeing someone literally die. Spoiler. Die for what they believe in, I think is what slightly pushes it above Gladiator. Where Gladiator was just, I off the dude. I'm good to go. I'm
tanking the world right now.
I'm good to go. Yeah.
It's just like a meal.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
And then delivers one of the hardest lines of all time, in my opinion.
He's just like release all the prisoners. He's just like giving like, then he falls over.
His job was complete. He's just like, all right, cool.
Yeah, but that's such a great movie.
They're all great.
Yeah.
Anything Mel Gibson or Russell Crowe.
Dude, Russell Crowe, there's a stretch there too. He did.
Do you know what he's doing now?
He has a band now, doesn't he?
I think he has a band, and I recently saw that he started a YouTube channel where he just talks about his watch hobby. He collects watches. And he's like big Russell Crowe because he's gained some weight, but he still looks good.
Yeah.
He's like sitting there and he's got his little specs on, and he's just like, This is like a man who's
He-
watched from
He let himself go weight wise.
It doesn't matter.
But he's like
still-
60, I think.
And he did his thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, I did my thing. I'm good.
Yeah.
And you're like, respect. Okay, you
Yeah.
let himself go. That's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. He's still. It's Russell Crowe.
I don't know.
It's like if Mel Gibson probably won't let himself go out of like principle, but like
Well, that guy, he's like an insane. Like, I think he works out like all the time. He's still ripped and he's old, like older guy. I think he's my dad's age. My mom and dad's age.
I
They're like
love the
70s.
recent interview where he's just like in an interview and they're like, "Are you okay?" And he just like cups the mic and he's like, "My house is on fire right now." And then they're just like, "Do you need to go?" And he's like,
When I was in Costa Rica, because I think I heard he was there, but dude, I was trying to find Mel Gibson
"You're
because
like, Mel Gibson."
Because he has a house there.
He's probably where he's living now because his
Probably.
house in Hollywood burned down.
He's trying to. The whole time, I was like, "Hey, I wonder if Mel Gibson's over there."
He's probably there. You probably could have just quoted a line from like Braveheart or The Patriot, and he would have just shown up.
Yeah.
He would have like walked out on his porch. Somebody
Yeah.
call me. Somebody call me.
But I that's my fourth, I think, right now. Yeah. Four.
Yeah, I think we're at 4.
Yeah, we're 4. You gotta use your fourth. I'm now curious.
I see a lot. So this one, I'm gonna go with this one because if you can't tell, I have fandoms. I have things that there were things in my childhood that have stuck with me my entire life, and I refuse to let them go. To the point where I'm like, I love this franchise, or I love this story, and for me, it's I'm gonna say the 1990s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Just
I rewatched it in theaters when it came out. Like,
I wanted to, I missed
what
it.
was it, back in October?
Yeah, they're gonna do the second one. I think.
They had like a 10-minute like introductory, like a small little 10-minute documentary talking about it. I had no idea Sam Rockwell was in that movie.
Who did he play?
He plays he's like the kid that's like, do you want?
Oh yeah.
He's like, do you want what was it?
He's like, you want menthols or like filterless or something like that.
That was him.
That was him. Yeah.
I thought it was like a Hispanic guy.
No, I didn't know.
They threw like had a mustache out and had like a little bit of a tan, and I'm like, dude,
Like,
I had no idea it was Sam Rockwell.
so
And I didn't know he had way more of a role. They cut out a bunch of his scenes.
I wonder if it's on the Arrowhead. I need to watch it.
Maybe is there like an extended cut?
I don't know. I haven't watched
Because
it.
there was a scene, I guess, where he fights Shredder, but he doesn't fight Shredder.
He stands up to him.
Well, I don't know if he stands up. They showed the scene. It was sort of Shredder like practicing. Like he was like
I think I've seen it.
like attacking him to practice and Sam Rockwell was one of the characters that like attacked him.
I believe it.
There's like 3 or 4 members of the Foot Clan attacking him. And he
and he's like defending. It's like to keep him fresh.
Yeah, kind of like in Last Samurai when they teach him how to
Yeah,
fight in
but
the
like,
circle.
But like for me, so fun fact, I didn't watch the cartoon growing up.
Yeah.
My parents got me the toys.
Yeah.
And I just thought they were the coolest thing in the world, and you know,
My 2 older brothers had
I had all the TMNT toys.
with the van and everything.
I had the van and everything, and it was just so cool. I loved it. I saw a couple of cartoons later on. Like this was when I was like 5
I
or
watched
6.
every Saturday.
I probably watched some, but they got me the toys. I got into it, and then I saw the movie when I was like 7. And fun fact,
It's dark.
it's not based off of the cartoon shows where it's like this campy cartooniness. It's based off of the comic books, which were originally really graphic and bloody.
Yeah.
So like the original TMNT comic book I told you earlier is a parody on Daredevil, but like it was a very graphic book. Like in the comic book, the original,
Dude, they kill everyone.
they kill Shredder at the end.
Yeah.
Because it's a revenge story. Because they kill Splinter and they're like, we're gonna go kill Shredder,
Yeah.
and they kill him. But the 1990s Ninja Turtle movie was like trying to be like the comic, and parents took their kids to that thinking it was going to be like the cartoon, and they were like, "This is really violent for a kids movie."
I think if I recall correctly, I think it would, because I think it was an independent movie.
It was
at the time. I think it was the most successful independent movie ever made.
Up until, if I remember correctly, up until Avengers Endgame or Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah.
It was, accounting for inflation, the most successful comic book movie adaptation.
It made a ton of money.
It made a ton of money in the box office. It was made for
almost nothing.
It was made for cheap. Jim Henson Creature Factory, great costumes, Nightmare fuel. If you watch the teeth, you can see the mouths of the people inside of it.
I made it funny.
Yeah, I made it funny. But like I loved the movie, and I had never seen. I watched the movie before I watched the cartoons, and I loved the toys, and I just thought this franchise is great. It clicked with my stupid child brain, and I'm just like, these turtles doing ninja stuff. This is amazing.
I saw Secret of the Ooze first. I didn't know the first.
You know they never used their weapons in that movie?
Did they not?
No, because they wanted it to be more child friendly.
Okay, so that makes sense because I watched Secret of the Ooze, and we I think it was on TV, and we recorded it because I remember the commercials in between.
Yeah, I have that for Star Wars. Yeah. Like I can see the Folgers holiday coffee commercials still in my head.
Yeah, all those old commercials, and I watched that. Well, that was one of the ones I used to watch all the time too, growing up when I get home from school. But then I think I don't remember how. I don't know if I rented it or my brother bought it on DVD when we had a DVD player, and I saw the first one like years later.
Way more violent.
And it's not a completely different movie because it still has like
it's the tone. The tone's way heavier.
Dark. There's comedic scenes, but they're like the scenes that are really, really dark and deep and sad.
Or like, the Splinter scenes.
Yeah. And it gets really dark, and I remember, and I think that's around the same time when I saw it, whoever I saw it with, I think they told me when April was drawing Leonardo sitting in the bathroom with Raphael in the tub. Yeah. I think, isn't that from the comic book exactly?
Yeah, I think it's reversed though. I think they reversed it, and in the film it's supposed to be Leonardo's in the tub and Raphael.
Okay.
Or in the comic it is. I think Raphael's the one sitting there. Yeah. And they reversed it. I might be wrong on that, but it was just like, even as a kid at like 6 years old, I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like even with the darkness, my parents apparently they didn't watch it close enough to where like how violent this movie actually is.
There was a lot of movies
but like it was like they just thought it was Ninja Turtles. So I watched it. I'm like, this is so cool. Leonardo was my favorite. I don't care. People like Mikey. Blue was my favorite color. Every blue character, I was like, this is my favorite character.
I was kind of a Leonardo guy too.
I was like Leonardo, Billy, the Blue Power Ranger, all of them, all my favorites. But like
I was just Green Power Ranger.
Tommy's awesome. You can't hate him. But like
I still remember.
How are you playing the flute through your mask? You don't think of that as a kid.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but like I watched the movie and it's just this dark, brooding thing of where they take the edginess of the comic and translate it into like Raphael having to deal with his anger. And then Splinter getting taken, and the Turtles having to realize they don't have a father figure for the first time in their lives. Yeah. Whereas Splinter protected them their whole lives and taught them. He's gone. And then you get through the whole fight, and they think they're invincible because they have their first fight. You get to after Splinter's gone, they go to April's house, and they get into another fight where the Foot Clan show up because Shredder's just like murk these guys. And they show up, and they lose. And they thought they couldn't lose because they're teenagers.
Yeah.
And they're like, we can beat anyone. And they get destroyed.
They get their ass whooped.
And then they get their ass whooped. They go to the farmhouse. They recover. They have a spirit vision of Splinter telling him, like, you have to...
I love that scene.
Dude, fire. And he's like, you have to learn to live without me.
Yeah, he's like, this is your last lesson.
He's like, yes, listen. He's like, you must come together as brothers.
And they all start crying.
And then they're just like, we know what we need to do. Because they have this bonding brotherhood moment. And they go in, and they get to the city, and they get back in, and there's this whole understory with April's boss's kid, and how, that's not really how the Foot works in the comic, but they have this whole understory of, like, the Foot coming in and taking underprivileged kids, and, like, down on their luck kids, and, like, bad kids, and just, like, training them to be this unseen fighting force.
Yeah.
And it just hits you.
Side note, the guy that played Keno in the second one, someone tell me he played a turtle in the first one.
He was...
Was he Mikey?
I think he was Donnie or Mikey.
Okay. Because
he was one of the suit kids. Yeah. And then he never shows up again in the second one. I hate the fact that Casey's not in the second one.
Dude, and then
he shows up in the third one. You're like, why didn't you have him in the second one?
Yeah.
And then they recast
April. I wonder if it's because he was like the violent one. Because he kills a guy.
Oh yeah, straight up. So in spoilers, at the end of the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies, Shredder gets knocked off of the roof and falls into a garbage truck.
He's like, whoops.
And Casey Jones just comes up and flips the switch for the companion. He's like, oops. Just straight up murdering some guy And you're just like, yep, that's Casey. And I love his intro in the movie too, because like he comes up and he's like beating people up. He's beating thugs up in Central Park. Raph shows up and he thinks he's a thug beating people up in Central Park. And they have this bro moment where they're just like, I'm a badass, you're a badass, let's just fight. And they get into this thing and they just, memorable line, is that a Jose Canseco bat? Tell me you didn't pay money for this. And then he comes up, hits him with the second one, like 2-for-1 special.
Doesn't like Raphael's hat fall off, and he's like, oh man, you're like. He's
like, I mean, are you a punker? Oh come on, I hate punkers. And then he stands up and you can see he's especially weird green ones with bald heads.
Yeah, he's like, you're not weirded out by the fact there's a giant turtle standing in front of you.
And that's how they had him move. Like that's how you knew Casey was cool. He was just like, yeah.
On.
It was just New York. Like, no, it's the fact where, like, he's chasing him, like, Casey runs off, and then they stop the cab, and Raph slides over, and the guy in the back cab's like, what the hell was that? And the cabbie's just like, look like a big turtle wearing a trench coat. Cabbie's not even flinched. She's just, like, smoking a cig, driving a cab. And it's just, everything works in the movie to, like, bring out why the turtles were great, but also keep like the dark edginess of the comics.
Yeah.
And you go into the second one. Second one's still great. Second one has its own glory to it. But the first one, just like the lines and the tone, and it's even everything in it, like the budget attributes to that. But everything in it's gritty. It's like a gritty sewer film. Like everything feels dirty.
Well, that was the one thing that I remember rewatching it because I hadn't seen it when I saw it in theaters back when it came out. They re-released it in theaters back in October, or was it September? I don't remember.
I wish I could have seen it. I didn't have
time.
But
it'd been I don't know maybe like 4 or 5 years since I'd seen it,
and it still holds up.
And there's something that's another thing that movie did. For some reason, that when you watch a lot of movies today, it seems like they try to recapture that, like the way that the first Turtle, well, a lot of movies, but in particular the Turtles movies, where it created this like atmosphere.
Yeah.
It created like it was dark in the sewers. Like everything. It was like the tone of it.
Everything was dirty. Oh, fucking to put on that the pizza scene.
Yeah,
in the first sewer.
So I couldn't find it.
I couldn't find the place. Wise man says that forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza. And I love the scene before, like Mikey comes up or Donnie comes up and Mikey's sitting in the sewer, and that's how you have it's this edgy movie with these quiet moments that say the dark part, the hard part out loud. Like, Mikey's just sitting there eating a fucking popsicle, and Donnie comes up, he's like, hey, and he's like, hey, and he's like, you ever think about what Splinter said? And he's just like,
yeah.
And he's like, you know, about him not being around for a lot longer, and he's just like, and he's like, what are we gonna do? He's like, time's up, and you're just like, we were having this really emotional conversation. And it's just like, pizza's late.
Yeah.
Half price.
He's all stealing jacked up. Yeah, then they're eating pizza and he lands on his head.
And the Splinter's just like, kids.
And
fun fact, Pizza Hut didn't want to sponsor it. Domino's did, and they missed it. And now Domino's is the most, because of a trivia question I missed, there's more Domino's pizzerias because of
than
Ninja Turtles.
Any other pizzeria out there.
Yeah, because Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
There's a joke, and that was part of the joke that Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird created the comic with, was like, they're New York, what are they going to be eating? Pizza. This is New York sewers, they're going to be eating pizza. Where did they get the karate stuff? Splinter found it in the sewer, because people throw everything into the sewer in New York. Like, you just throw it out like it's trash. And it's just so good. Like, I have all the TMNT collection back here from the 2010 run. It's just like, it's Orokusaki. And
I always says
Amato Yoshi. Orokusaki! And you're just like, oh, my master, Amato Yoshi.
I love how when he charges it at the end, Splinter's just like, yep, fuck you.
He's like, it was a thing of like, patience over skill.
Yeah.
Patience over strength, because patience and skill will trump strength and fury.
Yeah.
And he just flips him, and then he like goes. He's like, I'll save you, and then he's just like, fuck you. Throws the knife at him, and he just lets go and grabs it. And fun fact on that rooftop scene, if you watch it, where they're one by one attacking Shredder to see if they can fight him. Like one turtle will go up, but then the scene will show another turtle getting beat up, and it's because they cut it so weird. It'll be like Leonardo goes up, but then Raph falls down, and it's just like, as a kid you don't notice it, but you go back and watch it, and it's these fun little tidbits that you just see in the movie as an adult that make it great.
Yeah.
Great comic book movie. So that's my number 4 is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from I think it was 90.
90. I think it was
90
90.
or 91.
Yeah.
90. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, great film.
So I have to pick
I think I have to pick
the
as
last of my ones.
I'm
So
pretty sure I know.
I'm going to do this one because this was like my favorite movie for the longest time. So I on my list I had The Exorcist. It still influences me today. Like
I've heard.
when it comes to movie making.
Yeah.
Like
Who directed it?
William Friedkin, and
Great name for that director.
from Chicago, I think from Chicago. But my favorite shot in all of movies is in that movie, and it lasts for like a second, maybe 2.
I think you told me about this, and I can't
Where
remember
the priest walks out of the cab, and there's a light. Doesn't make sense why there's a light, but that's where the girl is who's possessed. And the priest, earlier in the movie, had a showdown between him and this statue of the devil, and it was set up, foreshadowed that they're going to have a showdown at the end. That one shot is, I think, the greatest thing I've ever seen.
I can't remember. On that shot, does the light go out?
No.
Okay.
Never does. And there's a quick cut where it shows just the eyes of the girl, her possessed eyes.
Yeah.
And dude, it's great. I was gonna say Mrs. Doubtfire, and that's
You would have caught me out of left field for that one.
Mrs. Doubtfire. I think that's my favorite comedy.
Yeah.
I think that is a perfect comedy. When I literally wrote down a perfect comedy, and then underneath I almost read Tombstone, Speed, Liar Liar, Dumb and Dumber. Those were other movies I had
All
to
great
cut
films.
off. I
Yeah.
had to cut off, but it's a perfect comedy in my opinion, and that's probably the movie that made me fall in love with Robin Williams. I was also going to have Gladiator.
That I
Alien.
wanted to do it.
The first Alien, I think, is
Yeah.
the best shot movie ever. Like
And on a budget. On a budget.
with like cinematography, I think it's the best
Yeah.
cinematography I've ever seen. Aliens is
Yes.
one of my favorite movies of all time. Sorcerer, which is also made by William Friedkin, the movie he made right after The Exorcist.
Never seen it.
That movie blew me away.
I've never seen it.
It's amazing. I don't know how anyone didn't die. When Richie comes back to work, ask Richie about Sorcerer,
Okay.
and he'll be like, I don't know how anyone didn't die. That's the first thing he'll say. But this movie, for like the longest time, I think I've seen this one 1,000,000 times, and I think when I was like 12, and I watched it from 12 to like 16, like 100,000 times, and it's the manliest movie ever. No, it's not Fight Club. Predator. And I literally wrote down manliest movie ever made. I think this is where, my favorite premise to a story is when people are put in a place where they can't leave.
Yeah.
And they start turning on each other. They didn't necessarily turn on each other, but I think
The paranoia starts seeping
the paranoia, like The Thing,
Yeah.
almost made my top 10. Thing is the perfect example of that, where their coworkers, their friends, they all got their little like some are better friends than others, but they're all civil. And then all of a sudden,
in. This one thing.
they don't know if you're gonna kill me. That goes out the window.
You're dead to me. Get
Yeah.
away from me.
But Predator, it's literally 2 movies. It's an action movie in the beginning, and then it's an action movie, and then it's a horror movie, and then it's a monster movie all at the same time. And it's nothing but testosterone, guns, explosions, just
Muscles.
great one-liners in the jungle, and I argue between Alien and the Predator. I think I'm going to give the Predator the edge as the greatest. It's my favorite monster. I love the Predator. It's such a unique alien.
I'd have to think what my favorite monster is.
But I just remember watching as a kid, like the movie opens up, and I think it's a helicopter flying, and there's like the general just like standing there like, oh, there's the helicopter coming, and he walks inside, and then helicopter lands. And one by one, all these dudes walk out in just regular clothes. They got like jeans on, a cut off on,
and then Congo,
and then
Stallone
is not Stallone. Schwarzenegger's in the background, just with a giant cigar, just lighting it, and just smoke coming. Dude, the atmosphere in that movie, they use smoke. That scene where the one woman that they basically have captive, because they're gonna bring her back. She sees the predator kill not Poncho. It was who was it again? I forget his name. Was it Hawkins? Maybe it was Hawkins. I think it was Hawkins, which was also Shane Black that wrote Lethal Weapon.
Oh,
He wrote Lethal Weapon,
yeah.
And then I think he was gonna do some rewrites on that, or did some rewrites, and he's like, no, I want to act. And then Shane Black also made a bunch of other movies.
I just think it's like you said. It's like as a monster, Predators.
In the jungle, that music.
It's the perfect monster movies. People are always getting chased. This was legitimately like you're being hunted.
The most unique thing I've ever seen in a movie ever, where the bad guy sees you and sees the heat of your body, and you're in the jungle. And
where everything's hot.
Yeah, everything's hot, and it just, and it's it was like my favorite, at the end, it's my favorite showdown, like, mano a mano. Like, I figured out, oh, the mud, I can.
And you learn.
Yeah, he learns, and then all of a sudden, he doesn't have that advantage anymore, and it's literally, dude.
We gotta fight.
Dude, it's such, and then when he reveals and he drops the mask, and then it's like, and then he goes, and it opens up, and he's just like this, dude.
And you're just like,
and then the way people die in the movie, they're just like
they're getting
chests blown out.
It was eviscerated.
Oh, you're getting the spines ripped out.
And he had the coolest weapons, like with the two jagged bat wing claws.
It was so cool. I love that movie so much. I think for the longest time,
did he have the shoulder cannon?
Yeah, the shoulder cannon.
Yeah.
I know there were all kinds of production issues, production problems. Did you know Jean-Claude Van Damme was the original Predator?
Like he was going to play the Predator?
No, he was.
He was the Predator.
They refilmed all it. So if I'll have to show you.
He doesn't do shitty karate.
No, so I'll have to show you. But the original Predator looked like a giraffe.
He just had a big head because his head was in the...
Yeah, and it just didn't work out. And I guess you never see his face, but I guess Jean-Claude Van Damme was like being very demanding.
I've heard he's an asshole.
Yeah, at that time. He was on drugs. He was on drugs the whole time. But that movie was right before the movie that made him famous, Bloodsport, which is one of my favorite movies also. Yeah. I love, even though it's so cheesy and over the top.
It's a cheesy DC.
One of the best martial arts movies of all time. I love that movie.
I think that was the one where he got...
He got huge after that movie.
I think he lied.
Oh, that whole story...
About a lot of shit. About him being in Japan was a fucking...
That whole movie, I find out, like, the Frank Dukes character is... I hear it's, like, pretty much all fabricated.
Yeah.
The guy that claimed... Well, the guy that is Frank Dukes, the real Frank Dukes, everything he just, like, made up. Like, it just sounds like he made up everything. There's no truth to it, no nothing, but it's a great movie.
But I love how Predator, like you're saying, it's just, like, the manliest.
It's so manly.
It's peak 1980s men action. Like, I'd love to see...
The music is so great.
Was it Carl Urban?
Yeah.
Or not Carl Weathers. Carl Weathers, and there's... And they do it. They don't have
Muscles.
To, but it's just the close-up shot of like them flexing the whole time.
There's like a one-liner every 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
It's like the one where he spits out his boot. He's like, "You got a real nasty habit there." Or there's where he's chewing to the tobacco and the helicopter. Like, this stuff will make you a goddamn sexual triadosaurus. Just like you're like, what is that?
He's got the fucking mustache.
Oh my god, sexual triadosaurus. Or he's like he's what was the line where he's oh God, he's
I don't
in
remember.
there like
I
an
haven't
Alabama
watched
tick.
it.
He's like
I haven't watched it in a long time.
God, he's housed up in there like an Alabama tick. I'm butchering the line.
Like
but,
a tick I don't know.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden the dude just like he's like, you got time to duck, and then it's like boom, 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 boom. Every line is a one-liner. It's amazing. And then the scene again they mow down the jungle where they just and then he's like, we hit nothing, and you're like, oh dude, this is great. But one of my favorite scenes is when they set up all those traps and they're just sitting there waiting, and the one woman is like, there's this story about, and she tells a story about how there's this thing in the jungle that comes to life and all that, and you can't see it or whatever, and it's like a chameleon.
Like a ghost.
And then it's just on her. It was probably like a page monologue where she just says this dialogue, and then all of a sudden she ends it, music plays, and it rack focuses the Schwarzenegger. He's like, and then he walks out into like the trap area that they set up.
Yeah.
He's just slowly creeping, and you're like, and then when you think everything's clear, and then the trap that catches him, and he just starts shooting shit out of his shoulder cannon.
Oh yeah.
And then that's when the dude gets hit in the ribs. Dude,
now you're making me want to watch
it's
this.
such a damn good movie. And Carl Weathers is
another
amazing.
one that I recently bought in the last 6 months.
It's so damn good.
It's just, if you ask anybody what like peak manhood fiction is,
80s action movies.
It's not even that. It's The Predator.
Oh, dude.
I agree. It's The Predator. Like you could say, like
Rambo.
Die Hard, Rambo, Lethal Weapon, but it's The Predator.
It's just nothing but testosterone.
Rambo's real close though.
Dude.
Rambo's real fucking close. But but it's just Schwarzenegger. I think Schwarzenegger's better than Stallone.
I think Schwarzenegger's better. I think Schwarzenegger's best movies are better than Stallone's. Rocky, that's pretty dang. I'm taking Stallone's action movies.
Yeah.
I'm not taking like Rocky. I'm not including Rocky because Rocky is a great ass movie.
Oh,
that almost made my top 10.
It's phenomenal.
But like, if you take all of Stallone's action movies and you put them up against Schwarzenegger's, I think Schwarzenegger's action movies are better. Body of work, they both, because when Schwarzenegger started doing comedies, Kindergarten Cop and
Kindergarten Cop, Jingle All the Way is my
Jingle
favorite.
All the Way, and then Twins, all those movies, he's actually really funny on top of it too, and so they have such a great. I think longevity. I think Stallone has more longevity.
I think he's more. I think he's more a broader scope actor. I just think that Stallone has like multiple characters, but they're all really the same.
And character. I actually think, and this is going to be a crazy wild card statement. I actually thought in Terminator 1 and even 2, but I think 1 even more so. I thought Arnold should have been nominated for like a Best Supporting Actor. I was so convinced that he was a robot.
Just because they're like, yeah, don't talk.
Yeah, he's a physical actor. Like,
yeah,
he's all his physical presence.
And that's the difference between him and Stallone, because Stallone wants to talk. He wants to be an actor.
And as time went on, dude, the culmination of Arnold Schwarzenegger's comedy with action mix, dude, True Lies. He's not only hilarious in that movie, but he is a freaking just stud in that movie.
I think you can. My computer just turned off for some reason. Do I need to turn that off? Must be updating.
No, it's okay.
I think it's more of along the way. Like if you remember, what was the Expendables?
Yeah.
The fact that Schwarzenegger is just a side character that shows up, kind of to me is like, I'm better than you.
Yeah.
And at doing this than you think you are. And
but then the second one,
he's in the second or third one for the whole movie. But the first movie, he shows up, he's just got the cigar, and he's got a big auto shotgun. And he's just like, I thought you needed help or something. It's just like, and he's like, see you later, bye.
Budget or something.
Yeah, they're just like, we couldn't afford him. We couldn't afford him for that one scene.
Oh.
But no, I agree.
Predator is, for the longest time, and it wasn't until Shawshank Redemption I saw that is when I realized, oh, you can watch something other than an action movie. But Predator, up until Shawshank Redemption, was my favorite movie.
I was like, it's hard for me because all of my movies involve some form of action. I just like action movies. I'll watch dramas. Like I like dramas. Like I mean, if you look at Tombstone, Tombstone's more of a drama than
it's an ensemble cast.
It's a great.
Yeah, it is.
I just watched it for the first time 2 years ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was great.
I love that movie.
My father-in-law loves it.
I have that right there, Tombstone, right there.
Yeah.
On my list of the ones I had to.
Did you write the Star Wars of westerns?
No, did I? Here, I'll show you. So here's like, I'll just start before you give your last one. The Matrix, Saturday Night Fever. I love that movie.
Yep.
Suspiria, 70s horror film.
Was that a predecessor to Disturbia?
No.
No.
So Suspiria.
Disturbia was.
Suspiria was made by an Italian filmmaker. It's an Italian horror film, but it's in English.
Okay.
And it's like a hypnotic. I can't explain it. You have to watch it. It's very.
Is it like Under the Skin?
No, nothing.
Okay.
Nothing like that. Italian horror films are. They actually have a story behind it.
Oh, shocking.
I threw a documentary in there. Jodorowsky's Dune. Whenever I am low and I need some inspiration, I'll put that on. Apollo 13.
You're like, this is what I could do if I did acid.
Apollo 13, Boogie Nights,
Great movie.
Terminator 2,
Great.
Lord of the Rings,
Yep.
Waterworld.
Yeah, you did. You've told me your amazement with that.
Back to the Future, October Sky, La Jetée, which is the short film that was remade into the movie 12 Monkeys.
Okay.
The Wizard of Oz, The Mummy, Aliens, which I already said, The Thing, Hoosiers, which you have,
I'm gonna watch it.
Eyes Wide Shut, which is a Kubrick movie, The Dark Knight, GoldenEye. I almost put GoldenEye in my top 10. I love GoldenEye. Edge of Tomorrow.
I'm forever a Sean Connery is my favorite Bond.
Well, GoldenEye was the first Bond movie I ever saw.
Yeah.
And it was on ABC. And
that was Brosnan, right?
Yeah, and then like a month later, they had Waterworld on.
And you were like, forget everything.
I love Waterworld, even though it's like a cheesy.
That's Kevin Costner. Right?
Yeah. I love that movie. Everyone has a lot of hate on that movie. I love that movie.
I thought it was fun. It was like Mad Max, but with water.
Once Upon a Time in the West. That's a fucking great western.
Did I watch that one?
It's a spaghetti western by Sergio Leone. He
Okay.
did The Good, Bad, the Ugly. All that. Yeah. Great movie with what's his name? Charles Bronson. Great movie. His name is literally harmonica. He just plays the harmonica the whole movie. The Wild Bunch is another great western movie from the 60s.
Okay.
The Wicker Man, the original one from the 70s.
Haven't
The Nick
seen
Cage one. With Christopher Lee. Christopher Lee's in the original one. It's I'll let you borrow it. It's a phenomenal movie.
That's Christopher Lee.
Yeah. Jaws, The Martian,
Richie would like.
Heavyweights, Ford vs. Ferrari.
I love that movie for some reason.
What, Ford vs. Ferrari?
Yeah.
I do too.
I don't know why.
It's so good. The Dog Day Afternoon with Al Pacino.
Okay, haven't seen it.
Jurassic Park.
Great.
The Mask of Zorro.
Love it.
The Abyss.
Haven't seen it.
I love that movie. James Cameron.
Okay.
There's a lot of James Cameron on there. I just love James Cameron before Avatar.
Avatar took over his entire life.
Yeah, I wish he would have made other stuff. But The Terminator, Pirates of the Caribbean,
Still holds up effects-wise.
RoboCop, Whiplash, The Town, which is a heist movie, Heat,
Yeah.
Heat, 12 Monkeys, 12 Angry Men, which is a movie in one fucking room. It's insane. Tombstone, Star Wars Trilogy, Speed, True Lies, Liar Liar, Dumb and Dumber, and I stopped after that because
Okay, because you're like, I'm gonna keep going.
There's no point.
Alright, you probably already know mine. My number one that I'm gonna go with is gonna be The Lord of the Rings.
And we're keeping it as one movie, right?
So The Lord of the Rings to me is one movie because you can't watch each one and get the entire story. Whereas like Back to the Future can be one story, but you could watch each
But
one.
what's crazy, if you were to watch just, let's say
If you watch Back to the Future Part 3, you'd be like, this is
Well, Lord of the Rings, you have no idea what's going on, but
you still get it.
you still can watch each one by themselves.
You can.
If the other ones didn't exist.
You
It
could.
would make hard. It would be difficult
It'd
to
be
understand.
difficult, but it's filmed as one complete.
But I could watch the second one by itself.
Oh, I can watch all of them by themselves,
Yeah.
but I count it as all one movie. because it was filmed in sequence.
Yeah.
They filmed for what, like 6 years or something like that?
Well, what's your favorite one of the three?
Return of the King. I know everybody says the Two Towers is their favorite, and I get it. The Battle of Helm's Deep is phenomenal. The thematics of Return of the King hit home harder to me.
I like the way I look at it because I view it as one movie. My favorite sequence is Helm's Deep. That's my favorite battle sequence.
Yeah. You want to know something?
What?
It is not in the book.
It's not in the book?
So
Damn.
if you read The Lord of the Rings, the Battle of Helm's Deep is like one paragraph. Because Tolkien didn't want to focus on fighting. That was completely a Peter Jackson thing to lengthen the movie and to show the character developments. He focused on the characters.
So they did a Harry Potter Order of the Phoenix where they turned that little battle into a big battle.
Yes, 100%.
There we go.
It's barely in the book. It's like it goes, the Battle of Helm's Deep. All right, next thing, we're done. Next.
Kind of like The Hobbit, where barely everything in that.
The Hobbit didn't need to be 3 movies. It needed to be one 3-hour movie, and it could have been fine.
But no, Lord of the Rings is one of those ones.
I am of the mindset that Lord of the Rings
greatest trilogy of all time.
It's the greatest trilogy of all time. It beats out classic Star Wars. And what it took to make that movie and the magic that it captured.
Almost killed a dude.
Almost killed a dude multiple times.
Yeah.
It'll never happen again. The Lord of the Rings, we will never, as a culture, I think, ever recapture something that encompassed everything that Tolkien.
Well, and like what we were talking about, all the stuff we have been talking about, like kind of like with Braveheart, Aragorn, he stood for something and never, ever wavered at all, and he was willing to die.
He was willing to die to do it.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that Jackson, because he's a director and he's like, I know I have to make the audience catch these things and like feel for the character, he slightly changes Aragorn from the book. In the book, like when they leave Rivendell, Aragorn essentially is just like, I'm gonna be the king.
Yeah.
He's like, he gets Anduril. He has Anduril reforged before they leave Rivendell, has the sword, and he's like, time to be king. He's like, I've been training for this my whole life. It's time to do it. And Jackson didn't really think, to my knowledge, that would like fit thematically with how the story goes. But he tweaked it enough to where he's confident, but also he's not a king that doesn't want to be king. He doesn't want to repeat the mistakes of his ancestors.
Yeah.
So there's a fear in Aragorn, and that's how the audience connects to him. As he's not a confident king. He's the right one, but he's cautious, and that's why you connect to him.
Well, it wasn't Gladiator. What was it? There was a line I remember in a movie. The person that, and I'm butchering this quote, and I don't remember what movie it's from, but I remember someone saying, the person that should rule is the one that doesn't want it.
Exactly. And I think he took that and made it to where Aragorn was like, I don't want to rule, and same character in the book. Aragorn did not immediately go take over Gondor after the Battle of Pelennor Fields.
Yeah.
He sat outside the city and was like, I will not take over the throne until the people of the city want me. He didn't just come in and was like, I'm the king now, which they didn't do in the movie, and it worked out really well. But there was a whole like understory of like, I will not be a king that is unwanted. I will be a king that is chosen by the people.
Yeah.
So that whole like, not like royalty, but like Aragorn's viewed. He's like, whereas like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator is the epitome of like manly, buff. Like he's the peak. Of action, man.
He's like Leonidas.
Yeah, he's Leonidas. Aragorn is the peak of honorable men, to a degree. Like, Schwarzenegger's honorable, but, like, Aragorn, as a character, is... Whereas, like, ladies will be like, I want a sensitive man who can still do all the hard stuff. Aragorn is, you're like, There's a reason men love Aragorn.
Well, he's willing
to do the hard things.
He's willing to die if need be. He's willing to, if he has to do something he doesn't want, he'll do it, knowing that it'll be best for everyone else. But at the same time, he's not going to rule with an iron fist.
Yeah, he won't rule because he's not going to make mistakes of his ancestors. And like this, it's Lord of the Rings. Like Jackson, to preface this, like Lord of the Rings, like if you're gonna watch it, please watch the extended versions. I know they're like 3 hours, 3.5 hours a piece. They add so much more context to everything that it makes the movie mesh so much better.
You're actually underselling. The first one is like 3.5 hours. The
fourth one's 4.5 hours, or the third one's 4.5 hours.
The second one is like almost 4 hours, and then the fourth
is like 4 hours 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god.
It's an undertaking, but it's a trilogy of movies that are one complete story.
I have a funny story about the Return of the King. I saw it in theaters, and so I have this rule that before I watch a movie, I pee several times before.
Exactly, yes.
Because I went into Lord of the Rings: Return of the King not peeing before. Halfway through the movie, I was like, I have got to pee, but I'm not leaving because I'm
invested.
It's so much. And by the time the movie finished, I was this close to peeing my pants in the seat.
I did the same thing. I got the big $7 fucking Coke from what was it? Because our movie theater was like in the mall.
I had an AMC in the mall.
It was AMC. Yeah, it was AMC. We went to the mall. I got the big $7 Coke. I sat down. 3.5 hours later, I was like this. I was just like, this is the. Dude, I'm not missing this movie.
I don't remember what kind of. I think I had shorts on, but I was like this.
Yeah, you're just like
I need to relieve pressure.
you're just like unbuckle your belt. And you're like, I'm not missing this. This is an event. I'm not missing this. And I remember the movie ended. I waited like 3 minutes of credits to make sure nothing was gonna happen. Yeah. And I was like, bathroom. I was in there for like 5 solid minutes. But the Lord of the Rings as a film trilogy, you have to watch all of them. You can't. It's a battle of good and evil. It's a battle of principles. It's a battle of honor. Everything in every cast member.
Storytelling.
Every cast member was carefully chosen. Everyone blended so well.
What's crazy is I know Return of the King, I think got like 11 Oscars.
It won every Oscar it was nominated for.
It didn't get any for like Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor.
It was all for effects because everything they did in the movie changed what modern cinema could do.
Yeah.
Weta Workshop for like, what was it? They filmed for like 3 years straight or something like that.
Something like that.
Weta Workshop, like if you watch the bonus features in the film, there's literally a guy making chainmail by hand.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he's just like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm making chainmail. He's like, I make about 4 shirts a day. We have 300 extras. He's like, I've essentially created what's called in China, the wet shop, or the sweatshop. He's like, we're essentially a sweatshop for Peter Jackson. And while he's doing this, he's still putting chainmail together. He's like, I don't have time to stop. And he's like, all of our effects, all the makeup, all the orcs, everything outside of like long shots with like setup, everything was filmed on location. Nothing was a green screen. Practical effects outside of what couldn't be practical were digitally input, like explosions and stuff. Everything was. Peter Jackson and his team went in, and this is something that every film should do that is adapting a book. Him and his other 2 writers, which I think one of them was like his wife or something, they sat down and they literally said, we're not going to put any of our own personality into this movie. We're not going to put any politics into this movie. We're not going to put any of our own thematics into this movie. We are going to stick to Tolkien's message and adapt it as faithfully as we can.
And, well, that's another. That's one thing I think. What's going on? It has been going on for a while with movies. Is that
directors are like, I want to do my version. I don't want to see your version.
Yeah, and
nobody wants to see your version.
And sometimes I just want. Like Predator, there's nothing, there really is no, there's no there's no here. It's not really a hero's journey.
It's just we're men. We're gonna fight.
There's really no message. There's no nothing. It's just pure entertainment.
It's adrenaline.
Sometimes the entertainment factor needs to be the most important thing. Like it's a story. You're trying to entertain an audience. I couldn't care less about what your view is on the
I don't
world.
care.
Just entertain me. That's all I go to the movies for, is to be entertained.
Lord of the Rings does that.
The turn off my brain for an hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, however long the movie is, or the Lord of the Rings, like 16 years. No, but I just want to turn turn off.
I want a good story.
Yeah.
And you just watch it, and it works.
And have no bias towards one thing or other. Just allow the character to
be the character.
Yeah.
And that does another thing. The actors, none of the actors did anything that the characters wouldn't do.
Then when you bring up the actors, have you ever noticed, this is a little side thing, have you ever noticed that a lot of like the mainstream actors now are like too pretty?
Yeah.
Both men and women, they're just like too pretty.
Even Viggo Mortensen with his weird front tooth, he's still like, if you look at Aragorn right now, you're just like, oh, he's so.
Because I miss the raw, just rugged, gritty men, or sometimes like Sally Field.
Well,
Sally Field's, she's beautiful, but if you're gonna put her up against like a Pam Anderson, or like name any other super attractive
Sydney Sweeney's the one.
Sydney
right now.
Sweeney, or I know everyone was. I think she's beautiful, but she was never my type.
Yeah.
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, agreed.
She's
a gorgeous woman, but she's just like not not for everyone.
Like, but even like the female actresses, same thing. They're almost too pretty.
And I think.
And they don't fit the role that they're in.
I think it's more like namesake now.
Yeah.
You're not, and it's done that in the 80s, but like it's like you're going out trying to get these bigwig names to be in your movie so people go see it because they're fans of the actress or the actor, but it doesn't work all the time. Whereas the magic that the Lord of the Rings captured, you told an epic fantasy, which at the time, I think one of the last epic fantasies that came out was like Braveheart.
Yeah.
Like and Gladiator, there wasn't a lot of. There was a period fantasy, but there wasn't this epic fantasy. We didn't have a lot of epic fantasy at that point. We were getting into sci-fi at that point because we had like Transformers, we had Pirates of the Caribbean, and things like that, which is like still grounded to a degree. And Lord of the Rings was this completely different world, kind of like ours, but it just didn't. Everything fell into place. It was one of those godsend moments in cinema that I don't think will ever be repeated. Because he couldn't even recapture it in The Hobbit. It was lightning in a bottle. Yeah. The saying "lightning in a bottle," you can't do it twice. He's never able to do it.
The Hobbit, from what I hear, is
he didn't
really want to do it. So you can kind of.
Well, do you know who the original director was supposed to be? It was Del Toro. Yeah. And he wanted to do practical, and the studio said no.
And I think he wanted to do one movie?
He wanted to do like 1 3-hour movie, so Del Toro had the right thing in mind, and it would have been amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it just the magic that movie captured has spoken to me ever since I saw it. And the only one I saw in theaters was Return of the King.
That's what I saw.
Because I went to Walmart as I was like 16, and I saw 2 movies on sale, and it was The Fellowship of the Ring and Pirates of the Caribbean, and I watched both of them, and I saw Fellowship of the Ring, and I was like, this is cool. And then my friend in middle school was like, or I guess it wasn't middle school, it was middle school. He's like, yeah, do you want to watch the second one? And he let me borrow The Two Towers, and I was like, this is awesome. And then I was like, the third movie came out, and I was like, I'm gonna go see this in theater.
I don't know why I never saw. I didn't know what it was. Yeah, that's the same with me. I didn't really know any of the actors. Like Orlando Bloom, that was like his first big role.
And he didn't get paid for it, barely.
Yeah, I think he made like $100,000 each movie.
But then afterwards, he was this huge star because he was in Lord of the Rings.
He has a crazy
resume, yeah.
Oh my god, dude, he was in Lord of the Rings, but he was in Black Hawk Down. He had a small role. He was in Troy. He was in the Pirates of the Caribbean. Dude was in everything for like 7 years.
But then he said they're like, if you went back now, would you go back and like change your contract? And I think he said no. He's like, because the amount of notoriety I got off of the film, it catapulted me into where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
So he's like, I wouldn't change it.
He could say yes to anything.
Yeah.
And he would get offered anything. He'd say yes almost to anything.
You had Viggo Mortensen. Elijah Wood was like one of the very few
big names.
He wasn't even big
Like
at that point in
recognizable
time.
names. He's like a child actor.
I think Ian McKellen was the most notoriety of that because he was.
Carl Urban. You first saw Carl Urban.
Yeah.
Sean Bean was in it.
Sean Bean was in it.
The guy that
we respect.
I forget the dude's name, but the Persian guy in Indiana Jones was.
He was Gimli, and he's the tallest one. So he almost died.
Yeah.
He was one of the guys because he had a. Fun fact, he had an allergic reaction to the skin makeup for his wig, and it made his brain all wonky to where when he would get into the fight pieces, he would full force swing at people, and they were scared to fight him because he would be like, you come at me, and you come at me, and then he even though it was a rubber axe, he wouldn't half-ass it, he would full force hit him.
Fun fact about Predator, you know the Native American guy?
Yeah.
That was like their like tracker and like navigator.
Yeah.
So they had to hire a bodyguard, not for him, but to protect everyone else because
from him.
Yeah, or to make sure he wouldn't get into fights because he was known to get into fights, start brawls, and wind up in jail. And there were several times, I guess, he just wound up in jail, and the set, the people that fronted the money for Predator were like, listen, you can get him, but not without a bodyguard.
Like essentially a handler.
Yeah, because he's a liability. Someone could get hurt or die. So that's
shit.
That's even cooler.
But no, Lord of the Rings, like I watch it multiple times a year.
Yeah.
And I have to start. Like if I can start anywhere. No, I can start anywhere. Like if I watch Two Towers, I'll watch Two Towers. But then I'm gonna have to watch Return of the King. Like wherever I start, I have to finish
that's kind of like
series.
me. I do the same thing, and then same thing with Harry Potter. I gotta finish it.
Yeah. So like Lord of the Rings is just. There's so many great things about it. I could talk hours about that movie and just how good it is. And everybody's like, Lord of the Rings is a giant nerd movie, and everybody of course says it. There's a reason. There's a reason it works.
So I will restate. That sounds like a good point to let's restate. Take a step back. Restate the movies that we've said so that the audience can maybe if they haven't checked it out, get it. So my in no order, I got The Shining, Shawshank Redemption, Dead Poets Society, Braveheart, and Predator.
Okay.
Those are mine.
And mine I have, again in no particular order, but I think Lord of the Rings is part of the top. Back to the Future, The Mummy, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 1991, not the new one that we don't talk about. How to Train Your Dragon 1, and The Lord of the Rings as an entire series. Because I can't count it as one movie. But to piggyback off what you did earlier, I'll list ones that I also have written down.
Yes.
I have Jurassic Park. I was 6 years old when it came out. It was amazing.
I love that movie.
Interstellar, I thought was a phenomenal movie.
One of my favorite movie experiences in the theater.
Indiana Jones, specifically The Last Crusade.
That's the first one I saw.
Because I love it. I think it's fun. Secondhand Lions, which was a great emotional...
I just saw that.
I wanted to put it on there, but I was just like, it was right there.
I watched that too.
It was probably number 6. School of Rock, probably one of my favorite comedies of all time.
I will put that on after school all the time.
Small Soldiers.
Oh, dude!
Great fucking film.
That one came out of nowhere. I love Small Soldiers.
Everybody loves.
Dude, what's his name?
Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones is Chip Haggard.
What's his name? The guy that from SNL and also Jingle All the Way that died.
Oh yeah, he was one of the. He was the dad.
Yeah,
he was the dad. Yeah.
Oh God. Not Tom Arnold. Oh my God. What's his name?
I don't know. What's the IMDb?
Oh my God. Phil Hartman.
Okay. Yeah.
Phil Hartman. Dude, he was. It's so sad that happened, but dude, he's like, oh, no, he has the white flag. He's like, I'm here to negotiate the surrender of the Gorgonzolas.
The Gorgonzolas. I just remember my line is like when the commando elites are like stealing everything from the house, and he's just sitting there watching it with his wife, who they took like benzos and were like drinking to go to sleep, and he's just like he's eating like a chip, and he's just got like a glass of gin, and he's just like, I think World War II was my favorite war, and I'm just like, I don't know why that sticks with me, but it's just in my head. I also have Hot Fuzz, great British comedy, perfect comedy. I think the movie's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Because again, I can quote every line from that movie. Coen Brothers.
You're telling everyone I worked in. You guys see what
Why has nobody seen this movie? Watch. Nolan's Odyssey is gonna tank, and I'm gonna be like, go watch Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? It's a better Odyssey movie than Nolan's Odyssey. Home Alone.
Yeah.
My favorite Christmas movie, hands down. Home Alone 1.
Such a good movie.
Great film. Fury Road.
Oh God, yeah.
Mad Max Fury Road. I left that theater.
That was on there somewhere. Maybe I skipped it.
I left that theater mind blown. I was like, this is amazing.
That's another one like Predator. It's just pure entertainment.
Adrenaline the whole time.
Yeah.
No, not barely any lines, and you don't need it.
Yeah.
Goonies, because I grew up in the 90s. Goonies, great kid flick. Another animated one that I think is the unsung hero of Disney, and nobody talks about it but me. Atlantis: The Lost Empire. Michael J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox.
So if you have not seen it, watch Atlantis: The Lost Empire. If you have Disney Plus, please. It is a fantastic movie, and it took me years to figure out why I love that movie so much. The art director for the film is Mike Mignola, the creator of Hellboy, which is my favorite comic of all time.
It does have great animation.
It's great. It's great. This style, and I was just like, why? And then I saw it, and I went.
I still love Jim Varney's character. I totally forgot he was in that.
He was Cookie. He was Cookie. What in the hell is Silent? What in God's name is Silent Truck?
Oh, he's like, I
got your three basic porter, beans, bacon, whiskey, and lard. Like, what is it? It's lettuce, Cookie. Lettuce! I didn't even know what lettuce is. Another movie, Pacific Rim.
Oh, God, yeah.
Love it. Gladiator.
Pure entertainment.
Gladiator's on there. This one, I love it, and it was one of the movies, like when me and my wife first started dating, we each picked a movie to watch and to like see where our tones were. She picked Stallone's, what was it, Oscar? Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Oscar, great comedy. Yeah. Nobody knows about it.
That's the one where he's like a...
He's Snaps Provolone. His name is Snaps Provolone. Great Stallone comedy if you've never seen it. I never heard of it until my wife showed me. I love the movie. It's hilarious. Thank you, by the way, my wife. And then mine for her, and I put it on here, Blade Runner. I made her watch Blade Runner, the original one.
Oh my God.
Just to see like where her mentality was.
You made it out alive with that.
Yeah, she thought it wasn't her favorite, but she still thought it was enjoyable.
So when the second one came out, my wife's parents wanted to see it. They knew I had it.
I liked 2049.
I did too.
I thought it was cool.
I actually, till this day, I still think Dave Bautista
underrated.
Had the best role in that entire movie.
He did.
And he was the opening scene.
Yeah.
That's it. I thought he did amazing.
And that was his first serious role.
Yeah. I thought he did amazing.
Yeah. So that, and then my last one, I already said Gladiator.
But before I said my parents, my parent-in-laws wanted to see it. They watched it. I think my father-in-law didn't get through it, and my mother-in-law just was like, I don't know what I watched.
So it's a tough movie to get through.
It is.
You have to, for Blade Runner, everybody's like, it's a cult classic film.
Oh,
it is.
About to die.
Okay, fine. It's a cult classic film, but it's a hard science fiction. You have to like noir.
Yeah.
You have to like noir to get it out. And then my last movie that I had on here, I saw it years ago and I fell in love with it, Chef, Jon Favreau.
Dude, that was the first one I saw in Chicago when I went to film school.
Fucking Chef, great film. Great film.
Well, this probably went way longer, and thank God we only
Probably.
did
What are we at?
5. I have no idea. I have to look. But I think this is a pretty successful first episode.
Yeah, there's a lot of rambling,
Is that-
probably.
And I guess to end it, is there any one random movie that the audience should see before we go?
Random movie?
Just a random movie. I say Heavyweights. You
Um,
haven't seen Heavyweights. Ben Stiller might be his best movie.
it's a great movie. I had to pick one, hold on. I don't know. Go watch Mighty Ducks.
There we go.
It's a great,
We'll end with
great
that.
movie. I don't know why I picked Mighty Ducks off the top of my head.
Well, I'm Greg.
I'm Michael. Thank you for coming to watch the Heavily Biased podcast.
There we go.
If you like what you saw, hey, we appreciate it. We appreciate you sticking around through two mad people rambling about movies for probably about 2 hours now. I don't know.
Yeah.
We are going to test and see if we want to do other episodes from here, and maybe for each one moving forward, we take one movie and we talk about it and then rank
Instead
it.
of 5.
We'll have like a whiteboard where we rank each movie and just like, it'll be essentially the idea is it is a list you can trust because we're not paid to rank these movies. These are literally two guys that love these films for
Yeah.
psychotic reasons. And yeah, so we're heavily biased about the movies, but they're honest reviews, and if you want to watch them, check them out.
Go watch movies.
Watch film, bring it back, bring back the glory, and
Till next time.
see you later.
Goddamn right.